But you know what? When the Z-Cars music goes, all the fans come together as one. All of that stuff is forgotten for 90 minutes at injury time. And listen to them. They get behind their team as the players make their way out onto the Goodison Park pitch. And right now, we're in the middle of 5 days, bringing you 9 exclusive Premier League commentaries on Talksport. This is your station for live football. 50 live commentaries in the month of April alone, as the season draws to a fascinating climax. This weekend, we've had 4-1 thrashings, late winners, a double sacking. We even had a 6-goal thriller and some wonderful goals. Even Jean-Philippe Mateta scored. The Premier League is delivering yet again, and so it's over to Everton and Tottenham. What have you got for us here at Goodison, live and exclusive and only on Talksport? Here's your commentary team, former England midfielder Danny Murphy, alongside Sam Matterface.
Yeah, and you talked about the supporters and how important they were going to be tonight. Well, Everton always retain a connection to their local community, and Harry Gardside leading them out as the Everton mascot today, following a very special invite from his hero Jordan Pickford. Earlier this month, you may have seen Harry and his Laura mum featuring in a viral video that formed part of the Premier League's fan mail series, in which he met his idol at the club's training ground. The 8-year-old, incredibly brave and courageous, despite the fact that he's going through an incredibly difficult period of his life. He was introduced in the changing rooms to the players prior to the match, and those pictures doing the rounds on social media as well. Well, the doors to the manager's offices nowadays revolve, don't they? The desks, they're only temporary. But both Everton and Tottenham changed it up to improve their outcomes. Everton want to beat the drop, Spurs want to beat Newcastle or Manchester United and get into the top 4. Immediately after replacing their dugout dweller, Everton beat Arsenal here. Now Tottenham hope that turfing out Antonio Conte will give them an uplift. The defence is where Everton have pulled the emergency cord and look to try and solidify. They've ushered in a specialist, a man who can also find a few quid down the back of the sofa if necessary and get his team on track with very little resource. Tottenham, well, they've decided to charge their former assistant, Christian Stellini, with the task. His only other job in frontline management ended in the sack after 5 months and a run of 2 wins in 16 games in Serie C. His first job is going to be improve the away form. Spurs have been shocking on the road, 1 win in the last 5 on their travels in the Premier League. They even lost at Leicester and they lost at Wolves. And they threw away a 3-1 lead down at Southampton. Here are the two teams, starting with the home side Everton, blue shirts, white shorts. Attacking the Park stand away to our right. Pickford is the goalkeeper. Coleman, Keane, Tarkowski and Godfrey. Doucouré, Gay and Onana. Iwobi, Gray and McNeil make up the 11. For Tottenham, white shirts, navy blue shorts and socks, attacking the Howard Kendall Gladys Street away to our left. Lloris, the captain, returns in goal. Romero, Dyer and Longley. Porro, Skip, Højbjerg and Perisic, with Kulusevski and Son supporting Kane in attack. Danny Murphy, who used to play across the park at Anfield, is sitting alongside us in the commentary box tonight. An important game here. Everton have harnessed the fan power in this stadium. How do they do that tonight and ruin Stellini's big night?
Play with good tempo, good tenacity. The fans will respond to that. It's a big game for both, Sam, even for Tottenham after recent events. They've got to show some fight and spirit. Capitulated at Southampton, didn't they? So their fans will be expecting, but it's for Everton to set the tone, really, to get these fans behind them.
Onana, Gray and Godfrey over on the far side exchange triangles of passes before trying to release Doucouré down into the left channel. Romero has to come across and get it back to his goalkeeper Hugo Lloris, whose first touch of the night, first touch for nearly 2 months, is to shoot the ball up towards the halfway line. A foul by Godfrey gives Tottenham a free kick. It's one crisis club after another on Talksport right now. Chelsea and Leicester featuring on the network tomorrow as we bring you 50 games in April. Tonight it's the basement battlers Everton against stand-in Stellini Spurs, and it's only on Talksport. And immediately A bit of a worry for Christian Stellini because he's got an injury to deal with over on the far side. Kulusevski just being helped to his feet now after that collision with Ben Godfrey just short of the halfway line. Referee is David Coote, the VAR Michael Oliver tonight. Everton can't stay out of the news. On and off the pitch, the problems keep coming. They've been in the headlines in the international break for being hit with a Premier League charge for breaching profit and sustainability rules, just to add to the on-field drama where they're trying to claw their way to safety. Here is Kulusevski. Picking the ball up in the centre circle, plays it towards the right, and Romero out wide to Pedro Porro. They brought in from Sporting Lisbon, Tottenham. His ball is short, it's cut out by Everton, and Gay releases it up to Onana, who finds Doucouré inside the Tottenham half. Now Iwobi takes it on. Lovely little trick to take him past Højbjerg. Sends it wide towards Gray. Gray with a right-footed shot, curls towards the far post. Got too much air underneath it and elevates it over the crossbar and out and away into the park end. But that was a really good break from Everton.
It was a great break, and it was started by a 50-50 challenge in the middle of the pitch that Skip didn't really go into. I'd be absolutely fuming if I was my manager and a player on the same pitch. You've got to win your first tag. It was an awful challenge, and Arna's gone through him comfortably. Great skill from Iwobi, comes out to Damari Gray, and he just leans back as he tries to bend one from the left-hand side to the top right corner.
Damari Gray, fourth start in a row after initially not being selected under Sean Dyche. Very much the focal point of this attack, but being joined by Abdoulaye Doucouré, as he has been recently, who likes to get up and try and play a part in the offensive phase. He's scored or assisted each of Everton's last 4 Premier League goals, Doucouré.
Do you know when people talk about your first tackle and setting the tone? That's exactly what that tackle said. And Skip's got to be ready. He's got to be, you're not winning this first one, I'm winning it. And if I don't win it, you're not.
Well, that midfield battle is going to be fascinating tonight, with Onana in there alongside Gay, who started every one of the last 23 games now in the Premier League for Everton. And Doucouré alongside or up against Skip and Højbjerg. Looks a little bit of a mismatch, really, doesn't it? The size of Onana and Doucouré. I know Gay's not the biggest, but Skip and Højbjerg lack a little bit of stature. Here is Son down the left-hand side, trying to push it into the path of Perisic, who had a bit of an injury whilst he was on international duty with Croatia. The ball is cut out towards the near touchline and away by Coleman, and out for a throw into Tottenham deep inside Everton territory. 0-0, we've played 3.5 minutes. Perisic to take a throw, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. He nudges it back into Højbjerg, who switches it out towards the far side. This is Romero, who does like to get forward and join the attack for Tottenham Hotspur. Centrally is Skip once again, and then helped by long lay out wide to Højbjerg. Back infield it goes to Dyer. Tottenham have had their own drama with their managerial change, and here is Pedro Porro being played in round the back. In towards the near post it comes. It's cut out by Pickford, and then further away by Onana before it can reach Kulusevski, and it's cleared out to the far side.
It's really poor. Godfrey and McNeil didn't communicate well at all there. It's too easy, got in with one run.
Skip, edge of the area, right side, cut out by Onana, who helps it forward to Gray. Gray tries to take on Højbjerg. The ball sticks to the Dane, and he sends it wide to the far side, and Tottenham have won the ball back inside Everton territory. This is their first assignment, Tottenham, for 16 days, so it'll be fascinating to see what sort of shape they are in. Kane tries to win the ball ahead of Iwobi, a former North Londoner himself.
The thing is, with this system, the wing-backs have got to be marked by either the full-backs or the wide men of Everton. And that takes communication. If you're going to play a 4 against a 3 up front and let the wing-backs come high, you've got to have Iwobi and McNeil communicating with the full-backs really well. Otherwise you get caught out like that. It'd be interesting to see how that develops.
Especially bearing in mind that Pedro Porro and Perisic will, when Tottenham have the ball, stay very high and wide, as they are doing now. Romero twirling away from Gray into Højbjerg, floats it out wide towards this left, and the Croatian Perisic then produces a cross towards the far post, looking for Kulusevski. It's over his head and scoots out the other side of the penalty area, where it's picked up by Porro, recycled by Højbjerg. Ball into the box is aimed towards the penalty spot. It's taken down by Iwobi. He fires it forward, but it's not a great pass into Gray, and that's going to be a Tottenham ball. Play on, because the foul on Højbjerg by Gray is going to go unpunished because of the advantage. And we continue here at Goodison Park under the floodlights. Here is Perisic clipping the ball back into Dyer. Dyer just left of the centre circle, hits it high into the air. That was straight out of that Peter Kay advert, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, have it. Yeah, when Son and Kulusevski go narrow, the fullbacks have to follow them to a degree, because otherwise the centre-halves are outnumbered, which leaves the width. So Iwobi and McNeil have got a huge job tonight, when to get back and when to press the ball.
Ball sent left again for Perisic, who then tries to bring it down and volley it goalwards from 30 yards.
I like that.
It's way over the top of the crossbar.
It was, but great initiative, good touch, and he sees the keeper off his line, and he's capable. At least he saw the picture, he saw the opening.
Only goal so far that he's managed here for Tottenham in the Premier League was down at Southampton in the last goal before the international break. And Tottenham Hotspur were leading 3-1 and looking home and hosed before that late collapse, which led to the meltdown by Antonio Conte, which has left us in the situation we're in now with Christian Stellini as the interim manager, the interim head coach until the end of the season. No director of football either because of Paratici's ban, so there's a lot to sort out for Daniel Levy. Here is Godfrey into the penalty area at the other end, loses his footing, just a little bit cumbersome there, and the ball spills out to the far side, and Kulusevski tries to progress. Good challenge by Onana to win it back. Gay forward into Iwobi. He's in the number 10 position, but there's not too much in front of him, so he goes wide, and he's joined by Coleman now in the midpoint of the Tottenham half on the right hand side. In by Coleman to Doucouré, tries to tuck it back, and then it's a poor pass by Doucouré, and Son gets hold of it for Tottenham Hotspur, and they look to play their way out of trouble. 8 minutes gone, 0-0. Danny Murphy.
Yeah, it's good play from Tottenham, this.
Tarkowski steps in front of Son to stop the ball from reaching him after a ball forward by Skip. It's a lovely ball out wide towards the far side for Everton now via Iwobi to McNeil, who runs at Romero, stands strong, bundles McNeil to the floor, and Tottenham win it back again.
It's good pace, isn't it? Good pace, good tempo.
Yeah.
Both teams at it, moving the ball quite quickly, winning tackles. It's a good start to the game.
Kane floating the ball out to the far side, one back by Kulusevski, and Tottenham have got possession once again. They took until last Sunday to sack Antonio Conte, when I think everybody knew that he was going to stay in Italy and not be getting that return Ryanair flight to London after the Southampton defeat. Iwobi being wrestled to the floor by Longley, wanted a foul, didn't get one. Skip has escaped towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball's going to come back inside the box for Kane here, who turns, fires it goalwards, and between Keane and Pickford they managed to stop a certain goal, and I'm not entirely sure they know how they did it. It was a little bit fortuitous because the ball ricocheted kindly for Skip, who went bounding through the centre. He then tried to pick a pass out for Son, and then it came back to Harry Kane after a little bounce off Michael Keane, and the shot went goalwards and Keane cleared it off the line.
Well, it was a brilliant tackle originally from Tarkowski, but that defending from Keane has just kept them at 0-0. They wanted a foul just inside the Tottenham half before that breakaway from Skip, and I think he had a point. Iwobi, Longley just grabbing at his shirt as he tried to win the ball back, so don't know whether that would have been pulled back, but great awareness, wasn't it, from Keane to get back on the line. Kane thought he'd done the job.
Harry Kane is looking for his 250th goal involvement in the Premier League today, assists and goals combined. 23 goals in all competitions this season for Harry Kane. That's a terrible free kick by Damari Gray, but it's come through to Keane on the edge of the area, who popped it up on the volley, swiveled and hit it from the edge of the box, straight down the middle of Lloris's goal, but it was over the top of the crossbar. And what an effort that was from Michael Keane. He turned a pig's ear into a sow's purse.
No, I like that, yeah. He miskicked it, Damari Gray, deep on the right, trying to hit the far left stick, and he miskicked it, but Keane took it beautifully on his chest, spun on the edge of the box, just got under it.
Romero, Tottenham play out from the back. They're hemmed in over on the far side, and the clearance isn't great, and it's been turned over by Everton. Up to Gray it goes, can't hold on to it. Højbjerg is behind him. He's nabbed it for Tottenham Hotspur. 0-0 the score, and it has been a combative start to this encounter between Everton, who start the day struggling for points and looking to try and get themselves away from the relegation zone, and Tottenham, who are desperate to get back into the top four. Although the teams around them have all got games in hand on them, it's going to be incredibly difficult now for them to be able to maintain that position should they get back in there tonight. Here's Romero, far side, into Oliver Skip out wide to Pedro Porro, who had managed more assists than any other player in the Portuguese league before transferring from Sporting during January.
Yeah, he's settled now, hasn't he? Showing some good attributes already at the start of this game. He got the goal at Southampton. He's got great energy going for. He's got good feet. Doesn't mind having the ball anywhere on the pitch.
Given away by Tottenham, and Doucouré is charging down the right, looking to get on the end of Tarkowski's ball. It's cut out by Spurs. Longley manages to nudge it clear up towards Kane, and then him and Tarkowski in a bit of a physical battle, and Onana tries to send it down the right, looking for the run of Gray, doesn't quite reach him in the inside right channel, and it skips off the turf and goes through to Lloris away to our right.
No, but at least he's trying to be productive with that pass, Onana. He's looked forward, he's tried to play somebody in, it doesn't quite happen. Sensed a little bit of disgruntlement there from some of the Everton fans, but it's trying to be productive. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to give a few away.
Tottenham have given the ball away again cheaply from trying to play out from the back. Højbjerg was the guilty party this time, and Everton have it midway inside Tottenham territory. Wide on the left is Dwight McNeil. He runs at Porro. He's got Kulusevski for company as well. He plays the ball against Porro, takes a deflection but not a hefty one, and is cleared by Romero to the far side. Godfrey again a little bit clumsy on Kulusevski.
Yeah, he does dive in a little bit at times, Godfrey, so desperate to win the ball back.
Well, Sean Dyche has done a good job of solidifying the core of this side and making them tougher to beat. And one of the ways he's done that is by adding the former Burnley centre-half partnership, Keane and Tarkowski. Certainly two players he's worked with before, together at the heart of defence. You've got Godfrey's rather muscular at left-back, Coleman, who will work all day for you. Onana, Gay and Doucouré, Iwobi, all incredibly hard-working individuals. Here is Son down the left-hand side for Tottenham, just trying to get beyond Keane, who shows him the other side, and it's behind and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. They will remain in the bottom three tonight unless they get something here. Everton, they know that, and home form is going to be key to any hope of staying in this division. Absolutely.
I think Sean Dyche is a little bit concerned. It's a bit end-to-end, a bit like a cup tie start.
It
frenetic.
is, isn't it?
You expect it, because there's something on it for both teams, but he won't want that to continue, especially with Tottenham being able, as good as they are on the counter.
It's not really like Tottenham either, is it?
No.
Usually in Tottenham games, nothing happens in the first 45 minutes. They do their best to make it as dull as possible.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's a new Tottenham.
It's a new Tottenham under Christian Stellini, that is for sure tonight. 13 and a half minutes gone. This is Talksport. Into the air, the ball goes from Keane. He flicks it out to the right side on the halfway line is Iwobi, brings it down, shepherds it back to Coleman, who turns under pressure from Son and sees it back to his goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, who immediately dispatches it back to Coleman. Coleman, who's really tight to the touchline, hemmed in by Son, turns it round the corner for Keane, who clips it up towards the halfway line. Dyer with a good header away, but only as far as Iwobi. Iwobi took too many touches. It was blocked by Longley. Was that a handball? Some of the fans down in front of us thought so, not entirely convinced. And those closer to it, the bottom of the main stand, we're in the second tier, and maybe thought differently. Ball sent wide over to the far right as Tottenham look at it, but they've lost it again, and it's been picked up by Doucouré, then sent into Onana, and then Gay has given it away cheaply.
Well, it hit him. It was a bad ball from Onana. He's got to just wait a second there and let Idrissa Gay get out of the way. Both midfielders are lacking that bit of class and quality on the ball to pick the right pass and keep possession.
And there's also, like you were mentioning just a moment ago, the frenetic pace of it has caused one or two to make rushed decisions, and that means that the ball has been given away cheaply on occasion as well. 15 gone. Live on Talksport tonight with Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy at Goodison Park. Tomorrow night we've got every game that's available for you on our app. Just download it from the App Store or the Play Store, and you can switch between all the matches. Cross from Perisic into Kane. Rises with a header, narrowly wide of the left hand upright. Well, it was a good rise from Harry Kane, who found himself some space inside the penalty area. And when you've got a weapon like Perisic to fire in crosses like that, you're always going to have a chance to get headed goals, and they were very close to getting one there.
Well, he a man of Kane's quality, he knows he should have done better. This is the outball for Spurs at the moment. The big diagonal to Perisic down the left-hand side. Iwobi and Coleman having a bit of an argument after that. Coleman's tucking in because Son's going in, and he's right to do so. He can't just leave him. It means Iwobi's got to get back a little bit quicker and shorten that distance, which they're doing better on the other side with McNeil.
Interesting, Harry Kane has the opportunity to break another record tonight, Danny. And he can be the first player to score 10 headers in a Premier League season, should he nod one in this evening, beating Duncan Ferguson's record, which at the moment he shares, 9 apiece.
Wow, that is very impressive. Another one.
Iwobi down the right side, 3-4 yards in from the touchline. His turquoise boots, he squeezes through a tight gap, gets into the penalty area. He's got Doucouré at the far post, couldn't find him, comes back to Gray, couldn't hit it. Onana on the volley, away by Romero just inside the penalty area. Didn't make the most of the opportunity after doing great work to get into a crossing position. Iwobi. They come again though on the right side. It's Onana out to Iwobi. Iwobi's cross into the penalty area. No one coming in at the back post for Everton. And Pedro Porro can take it down and clear out towards the far touchline. A good opportunity that for Iwobi and his teammates.
Brilliant from Iwobi. Brilliant, Sam. He had a great run. There wasn't enough numbers in the box. He had to wait. And then his cross was decent to the back post, and only Damari Gray in the box. Got to get some numbers in the box when they do break past that Tottenham back line. Nice and sharp from Iwobi. He's been really good in the opening with the ball, and attacking wise been really good.
I think he'll be their player of the year this season. He's sharp feet and his excellent energy and his versatility of playing in a number of positions certainly has helped out this team over the course of the campaign. He was one of the best players in the Frank Lampard era as well. The ball is on the right side. It's Tottenham trying to escape. Across goes a tackle from Idrissa Gana Gueye, pushes Son out on the near touchline. It goes out for a throw into Everton, level with the edge of the penalty area, away to our right, starting to hot up here. In front of the park stand, away to our right. Everton on the attack. 0-0 the score on Talksport. Game night, bringing you live and exclusive coverage from Goodison Park. Here is Seamus Coleman, the Irishman, tucks it into Doucouré. Doucouré back to Idrissa Gana Gueye, who'll go infield to Onana, back to goal, skips it away from Oliver Skip, then down the touchline it goes to Doucouré. Can he keep it in? Just about, tries to turn it back into the centre. Did it go out of play first of all? I think it did. And it's going to be a goal kick, not a corner kick, much to the disappointment.
Didn't look anywhere near like it went out. How are the linesman seeing that from there?
He's a little bit closer to it than we are, isn't he? He's down by the corner flag.
I've got a big TV screen in front of me.
Well, he's...
flag happy, we used to call him when I played. He's flag happy.
He was very flag happy. I think he actually flagged for an offside decision.
Maybe. Give him the benefit of doubt, eh?
Yeah.
We don't do it very often.
You don't.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
19 gone.
You're a referee's dream, aren't you? You.
Am I?
Yeah. You always see the good in them.
I see the good in everyone. Danny.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Been accused of that far too many times.
Okay.
One ex-professional footballer said to me the other week, "Not everyone's a nice bloke, Sam." Yeah, come on, you got to see the best in people.
Sure, a few of your ex-partners might disagree.
Here is Kulusevski down the right-hand side. Let's move on quickly. Into the box, the ball goes. It bounces up into the air, and it's caught by Jordan Pickford, who smashes it down the right side. And he's miskicked that, but it was a great idea because he'd spotted the run of Iwobi, and he was trying to release him at pace, and he almost did, didn't he?
He did, yeah, and Pickford's very good at that. He's got the capability, hasn't he, from anywhere to find. Just got to be careful, Everton. Tottenham have got themselves in a couple of really dangerous positions. It's that balance between being on the front foot and trying to win, but actually making sure the back door stays closed, because Tottenham got some real quality, as we know, in attacking areas, and you don't want to give them too many opportunities to get in behind you, because with that man Harry Kane, you will get one right sooner rather than later, you'd imagine.
If he gets a chance, he's likely to hit the target up against his England international colleague Jordan Pickford tonight. Here's Perisic down the right for Tottenham. Into the box he goes. Right-footed ball towards the far post. Perra coming in, but it's scooped away by Dwight McNeil, who was switched on, did do his job, did cover that right wing back and hooked it past the post to prevent a certain goal. It was a delicious delivery by Perisic over on the far side. He's sent in so many crosses from open play this season that have terrorised defences, and that was another one.
Well, he's causing Coleman a real problem because he can't get there quick enough, so he's dropping off. He's getting free crosses into the box, and it'll just be a matter of time unless they change that. There's on the other side what I'm talking about. McNeil tracking his runner, the wing back doing the right thing, ending up a left back at times. Iwobi has got to do the same, or they're going to concede from that area of the pitch.
Perisic in towards the centre of the goal, away by Ben Godfrey. It's loose on the edge of the penalty area, and it's thrashed clear by Doucouré. And again, a bit of a murmur of discontent from the Everton support. There was no one to aim at. Here's Kulusevski on the right, combining with Højbjerg. Back out to the right it goes. Perisic looking for Dyer, who did once have a bit of a spell here at Goodison Park when he was a teenager. But Tottenham, who are taking a grip of the game at this moment in time. 21 minutes gone. Everton just getting a little bit ragged in the centre of defence from crosses, and that is something that Tottenham thrive on. If you go back over the course of the season, set pieces and crosses have been their route to success. Most goals from corners, most headed goals, most goals from set pieces in the Premier League this season. That is their route to goal tonight. Certainly started that way. A little bit of frustration from the Everton team because they think they should have been awarded a foul on Skip here because he pulled back Idrissa Gana Gueye, and eventually the referee is obliged and given them the free kick 3 yards in from the touchline. I'm not really sure what the Tottenham players were complaining about. No, it was pretty obvious. Foul, yeah. And Oliver Skip now has got a job to do, looking to try and mark Iwobi on the edge of the penalty area. There's 3 loaded at the back post. It's dripped high towards the far edge, and Tarkowski sends it back across the face of goal. Lloris comes, doesn't get there, juggles with it, comes back out to the edge of the area, and Son has to come to his rescue, takes it wide and clears it from the left full-back position. He looked a little bit uncertain there, the returning French goalkeeper.
He rarely misses a header, Tarkowski, if you put the ball in the right area like this one.
It's in towards him again. He's up, heading it down towards the Doucouré. It's away by Pedro Porro. Back in again from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Now Gray's got it. Goes on the outside of the defender, Longley. Skips into the box. Goes down under pressure. Looks at the referee. And he got straight back up because I think he knew that he went down just a little bit easily there. He has hurt his shoulder in the process, I think. The referee's not going to look at that on VAR. Not going to even be advised to. Michael Oliver is sitting in the booth. David Coote has said play on. And that was another burst of activity from the Everton forward battalion.
Nothing in that.
Iwobi moving up to the edge of the penalty area once again, tracked by Son. He goes on the outside, then on the inside, then plays a ball through towards Coleman. Coleman turns and twirls and plays it to the far post. Onana coming in underneath it, but so is Romero. It's dropped for Onana, skips it back towards the edge of the box. A right-footed shot from Ben Godfrey, which took a big deflection, which steered it away from goal, and it's out for a corner to Everton.
Great block from Dyer. Good play from Everton, nice and patient on the edge of the box. Ends up coming out to Godfrey on the end. He controls his shot, going on target. Dyer gets in the way. Nice play from Onana to set him up in the first place. Don't think it would have troubled Lloris. Corner for Everton. We know how dangerous they are on these.
Not sure that Eric Dyer knew too much about that.
No, maybe not.
Here is the corner by McNeil towards the far post. Goalkeeper come again, is dropped inside the area, and there's no one to pounce on it. And it's away towards the far side. Godfrey's won it back from Kulusevski, who's ended up in the stand. And Godfrey's moved towards the edge of the penalty area. He's given it infield towards the Doucouré. Now on to Iwobi. And then he's taken too many touches.
I didn't see him coming back on the pitch.
Kulusevski almost nabbed it off him, but McNeil back into the centre, and they're stretching here, Tottenham, to try and get it away. It's away by Perisic, and then picked up eventually by Kulusevski, and he's on the charge to come forward at pace. Plays it to Kane halfway. He has to come back into a congested area, can't get it out from under his feet, and Everton have got back in shape. Down the left it goes for Perisic to chase. Coleman's going to get there first. Goalkeeper comes out. Perisic pushes him in the back. Free kick. And a bit of a waste from Perisic.
Great pressing from Everton. That's what That's what you can hear. The roar of the players running after the Tottenham players in groups, trying to close down, forcing Tottenham to play long. Silly foul from Perisic when Coleman's got his back to goal in the corner.
Yeah. Sean Dyche not happy about the fact that Perisic hasn't been booked for that, but it was just a stupid foul.
Yeah, he was nudging about, not a yellow card.
20 minutes to go before half-time, 0-0, but that uncertainty from Tottenham is apparent once again. Hugo Lloris, a couple of times from wide deliveries, has just got something on it, but not clean enough to clear his lines.
Well, it's not his strength. You know, he's not particularly commanding when crosses are on top of him. He likes to punch, he flaps at things. He's not one of those keepers that comes and catches things and takes the pressure off. He's got many other qualities, but that's not one of them. And I think Sean Dyche will be looking at set plays as a real plus for them, especially since he's come in, and in this game especially, as we have a little break for the players, I think, who are fasting. Is that correct?
Yep, it is Ramadan, and there are certain players that require to take on extra electrolytes, and as a result of that, the game can be stopped midway through each half if necessary. It's got nothing. There'll be a lot of people thinking the temperature wasn't that high today. I know it was very sunny in Liverpool, but it's nothing to do with that. It is for religious reasons. It gives me the opportunity to tell you about what's upcoming over the next couple of days, including live commentaries tomorrow, live on Talksport from Chelsea against Liverpool, and Leeds against Nottingham Forest, which is on Talksport too. All the other games tomorrow night, including Leicester against Aston Villa, is live on the Talksport app. You're currently listening to Talksport live at Goodison Park, where it's Everton 0, Tottenham 0 on Talksport with Now Sports. And don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Everton versus Tottenham, live right now for $11.99, no contract search. Now Sports. We're about to get back underway. And Ivan Perisic, standing away to our right, is about to chuck the ball on. And Ramadan means that the Muslim players on the pitch will not have eaten since sunrise this morning. And now the sun's gone down, they will be able to take on those energy gels and those nutrient packs which allow them to just get a little bit of extra energy in their bodies. Very difficult to even think about playing a Premier League football match when you're going through a seriously long fast.
Yeah, well, obviously I wouldn't know, but I've played with players who've done it, and very rarely they look themselves. I mean, it's a difficult one for the managers, isn't it? It's one of those cases where you wish you had an abundance of talent in your squad and you could pick and choose, but Everton don't have that luxury at the moment.
It started pretty brightly though, and here is Ghana Gay into Onana, back to Ghana Gay again, twirling away from Højbjerg onto the right, and Iwobi with the chance to cross. It's deep towards the far post. Again, there's no one there. Oh, he's chested down towards Lloris, and Romero had to block off the run of McNeil because he was ready and primed to nip it and take it off the gloves of the French goalkeeper.
See, I think when the ball's wide with Iwobi, Onana's got to bust the gut to get in there and join Demarai Gray. Especially if Decore's on this side, the right-hand side, which he is more often than not, closer to Iwobi. He's got to release himself to try and get on that back post with his presence and his size. So a few times Iwobi's had the space to look up and put a ball in. No one's been behind Demarai Gray there in the box.
Here is Son being harassed by Keane from behind, and he just maybe got a bit too physical there, Michael Keane, when he didn't need to.
Bad choice, wasn't it?
Because he had him in a trap, and he was going backwards and going nowhere near any danger for Everton. And it's a free kick to Tottenham in the midpoint of their own half. It's 0-0. It's been fiercely competitive between a team looking to get into the top four and a team that are looking to get out of the bottom three.
It's been good. Tempo's been good. You can see it matters to both teams. Bit of nervousness from Everton at times, but overall really decent watch.
Gray trying to get down the left. He feels he was chopped by Christian Romero, and he was indeed. David Coote immediately on the scene, giving a free kick over on the far side. Christian Romero, who is literally your guaranteed yellow card merchant.
Do you know what? They must have talked about this. It's a really silly foul, because this is one of Everton's best, well, it is their best chance of scoring. Their set plays have been really good under Dice, which we were talking about before. Yeah. And it gives you a free opportunity to find Tarkowski. And he's already won, what, three times he's won balls on the back post already?
Crosses into the box are vital for this team. They don't really have a focal point in terms of attack. The man who's playing up front, Demarai Gray, is someone who you need to play in behind the defence at speed. If you've got a deep lying defence, and you need to come from a different approach, and that's what they're doing now. Into the box it goes towards Keane. It's flicked away by Romero. Back out wide it goes to Iwobi, whose delivery is towards the far post, and Doucouré is underneath it rather than over the top of it, and he got his header all wrong, and he flicked it loopingly over the top of the crossbar away to our right.
Sam, it's a great chance. It's another ball in from Iwobi. Outswinger from the right. And Doucouré's just got to take his time, get over the ball and head it downwards, and he's just lost his bearings completely there. But just watching on that set play from McNeil on the left-hand side then, they actually left Tarkowski to have a free run. They're zonal marking, Tottenham.
And they've given the ball back cheaply once again after playing out from the back, and it's into Demarai Gray by Iwobi, and he couldn't get it under control. He tried to do a little bit of a Jean-Philippe Mateta there and pirouette in the box as he received it into his body, but his touch wasn't as clean. and it went scooting through to Hugo Lloris once again. 31 on the clock, 0-0. Everton warmed up nicely, though, into the game. Tottenham always a threat on the counter-attack. That's their forte. Kane immediately elevates the ball out towards the far side. Pedro Porro invited to give chase. He takes on McNeil, gets to the byline over on the far side, and then he's stopped by McNeil.
He's been brilliant, McNeil. He's been absolutely brilliant with his discipline in tracking Porro. Again there, they'd have been caught out if he wasn't doing his job. That's why Sean Dyche loves him. Reliable, knows the job, does the hard yards, and he's got the quality the other way when crossing the ball and beating men. Been absolutely brilliant since Sean Dyche come in, McNeil for Everton.
Yep, and he left out Damari Gray initially, and I spoke to him after the first game and said that was a bit of a surprise starting McNeil when your top scorer is available. And he said, look, it's just easier sometimes to get information to players that you know and you've worked with before, and that was the start. He trusts him, and obviously he's repaid him over the course of the period. Here is Gay picking it up mid point of his own half, plays it up to the halfway line, collected by Iwobi, right side, right tight to the touchline, up to Damari Gray, couldn't hold on to it. Dyer was behind him, flicking at the ball. They've managed to clear it, Tottenham, but only into Højbjerg, and he wants a little bit of calm from his team because it's all a little bit rushed, a bit hectic, a bit frantic so far in the opening 32 minutes. It's been a good watch for the neutrals. I think the Everton fans feel as if they're just slightly in the ascendancy, but that's where Tottenham want you sometimes.
Yeah. When I watch Tottenham sometimes, when Son and Kulusevski go in narrow to try and create the space for the wing backs, they get a bit lost in there. They don't get enough of the ball. They're doing what the team is supposed to do, but don't find themselves in goal scoring positions very often.
Porro with a cross towards the edge of the box. He was looking for Son there, who had joined on the edge of the 18-yard box, but his pass was weak and it never reached the South Korean, who's got a new international manager now, by the way, Jurgen Klinsmann.
Correct.
Spurs legend.
Great guy.
South Korean international manager. And actually, Son scored twice in his first match during the international break. Hasn't been scoring too often for Tottenham this season. In fact, it's his worst season in front of goal. 9.7% shot conversion rate in the Premier League this year for Heung-min Son. Here is Dyer, just short of the centre circle. Looks up, plays it to Clement Longley on a season-long loan from Barcelona. Out wide to the left, and Kane. Kane back to Eric Dyer, and Dyer into Højbjerg before turning the ball round the corner towards the far side, and Christian Romero. Romero looking for Son, who drops deep, plays it back into Højbjerg. Now Skip, who's being pursued by Gay in the centre circle. Out wide to the left, and Perisic. His ball's poor. Keane nips in, wins it back for Everton, and then Iwobi gives it back to Longley with his attempt to try and play it round the corner. Kane is onside, and he's broken the lines and got down the left-hand side. Now the flag's gone up on the far side.
I think that's tight. Normally they let it go. That certainly wasn't a blatantly obvious one.
They're supposed to let it go unless it's a massive 5-yard margin.
No, it wasn't that. Flag happy.
I think there's a case to be made there for a marginal onside.
He's on. I think he's.
Yeah.
If you look at the darkness and the light of the grass, you can see it's millimetres at worst.
It's definitely going to be one that goes right to the crosshair lines at the VAR booth if there is a goal at the end of the move. We won't get to find that out now because the assistant on the far side flagged. Ball cleared by Keane. Upfield for Everton to chase. It's Doucouré trying to bring it down. He's had a good opportunity. Godfrey's had a good opportunity for Everton so far in the game, but they just haven't been clean enough in the final third. Iwobi's got into some good position. No one there to finish the chances. Here is Kulusevski steaming forward for Spurs through the middle of the pitch. He's got a lot of company in blue shirts. He tries to take on Coleman in the left wing position. Turns it back to the edge of the box. Left by Perisic. Picked up by Skip. He sends it forward straight to Onana. What a terrible ball. And now Onana's trying to escape. He can't find Gray. It's cut out by Romero, and Tottenham come again. Romero wants it back out towards the right side. Kane with a chance to cross, looking for Son, flicked into the air. Coleman should get it clear. It falls for Iwobi, who's being harassed by Skip. He gets to the right side, manages to play it infield, and now it's back with Everton. Iwobi joining, gets the ball back off Doucouré. No one on the far side. McNeil needs to get forward. Eventually he does. Iwobi pushes him out towards the far side. He runs now at Pedro Porro. He's 10 yards from the edge of the box. He sends it into Gray. It bounces for Iwobi. Can't get it under control. He steers it backwards rather than forwards. And again, it's just a little bit chaotic and not accurate or clean enough in attacking movements, and as a result it breaks down.
It's good intention from Everton. It's just lacking that bit of class and quality and calmness in the final third. They're trying to do the right things. They're just getting a bit rushed, a bit sloppy when it gets into the Tottenham final third.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too hectic.
Yeah,
isn't it?
too hectic. Yeah, just that calmness to take one more touch. They'll pick the right pass. I'm surprised the Evertonians are getting a bit frustrated. I know expectations have been high recently, but I didn't expect to hear the disgruntlement from a few poor passes or poor touches.
Porro into the box for Tottenham, sends a cross, aimed towards Kane, headed away by Keane, falls on the edge of the area for Højbjerg, who skips beyond one challenge, thinks he's going to get a free kick. Referee says no. Tottenham moaning, but Everton are playing on, and they're sending Doucouré through the centre, and then further out wide is Gray. He takes it into the Tottenham half. Gray into the box, tries to take on Longley. Look at the space Iwobi was in, just backward of square. If he'd just got his head up and rolled it into him, there was a real problem for Tottenham. Gay coming infield. Højbjerg's back on his feet. Onana's got space to shoot. He does. It takes a deflection, and going down to his right hand side and just pushing it away from goal was Lloris, who gathers it at the second attempt and clears away for Tottenham. 0-0.
Yeah, another poor decision really from Onana. Just keep the move going, keep recycling it, pass it, keep possession, push them back, wait for the right opportunity. Trying to hit one on your weak foot from 30 yards. 1 in a million, well, 1 in 100 maybe.
21 years of age, only one goal so far this season, a £35 million move from Lille last summer. Sean Dyche says he wants to play him as an 8, doesn't want to pigeonhole him though. He has been playing as a deep line midfielder for Belgium. Big challenge from Dyer on Tarkowski. There's a heavyweight clash. Certainly had some intention in it as well, and Tarkowski's gone down as a result of that and needs a bit of treatment. Currently Everton 0, Tottenham 0, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Everton to win the game at 5-2, Tottenham 7-5, the draw 13-8. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com, 18+, begambleaware.org. We've watched 38 minutes. What have you thought of it?
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been a good tempo. Lots of passion, energy, players trying to do the right things. There's been a lack of quality and class at times, especially from Everton when they get in that Tottenham final third. There's a bit of anxiety in their play. Tottenham have got themselves in some decent positions as well, but it's anybody's game at the moment. There's a few good battles going on. I talked about Damari Gray, didn't I, at the beginning, before the game, and how important he is, and he's not quite been at it, his normal quality self with his touch. It's a hard job for him up there, by the way. I'm not suggesting it's not, and they're heavily relying on him keeping the ball from him and doing good things, and it's hard, but yeah, he's lost it a few times, and that's got the fans a little bit disgruntled. But overall, been a really, really good game.
Everton, who start the day in 18th position.
This ain't good, Tarkowski.
I'll be keeping an eye tomorrow on the game between Leeds and Nottingham Forest, which is live on Talksport 2 with Ian Danter and Neil Redfern. We've got Bournemouth against Brighton on the Talksport app, Leicester against Aston Villa, Leicester second from bottom against Aston Villa in good form on the Talksport app as well. Chelsea against Liverpool is live at 8 o'clock tomorrow night with Stuart Pearce and I, and on Wednesday night Manchester United against Brentford and West Ham against Newcastle, both live. So we're worried about Tarkowski here. What exactly is your concern? Because it looks as if he's been given quite extensive treatment. What
happened is they ended up going in quite full-blooded, but they caught toe-to-toe, and they both tweaked their knee, medial knee ligament. Now it doesn't look, the initial, I've done my new medial ligament 3 or 4 times, an injury I used to get quite a lot, and not bad where you have an operation, but you know, where you just tweak it and it really sore. But the actual impact, there wasn't a real grimace from either. It's just maybe a little look. He's saying there on the we've got the luxury of the TV in front of him, he's saying how they just caught each other and he's tweaked it. Hopefully for him it's okay, but keep an eye on that,
because if you don't deal with it, it could get worse.
The next time you go in for a block tackle or you tweak, get the ball on the edge of your toe, it's weak and it could get worse. So he looks all right at the moment.
The last thing they want to do is to lose him.
Oh, he's key for them.
They've had so many injuries over the course of the season, Everton. I was actually talking to Martin Tyler earlier on, and he was sort of discussing about the fact that we probably won't realise the impact on injuries, the way the season has gone in terms of form and momentum and how people's reputations are viewed until we write the history of this season, because it is so unprecedented with the interruptions that we've had because of the death of the Queen, which delayed the first batch of some of the fixtures, which meant we had an overloaded second half of the campaign, which was already congested because of the World Cup. So much has changed because we're not used to a skewed season. Here's McNeil into the box, looking to try and find Tarkowski. And also the impact on injuries as well, with players stopping and starting as much as they have over the course of the season. I'm not a big
believer in that having an impact with you. They're so fit now and they're so well looked after. Stopping and starting isn't really... Players never get unfit these days. They don't really stop long enough or not do the fitness and the work at home, even if they're not playing. They're so fit these days.
Coleman into the penalty area, runs into Dyer. Dyer stood his ground, nothing more than that. And it goes behind and away off Coleman, and it's out for a goal kick away to our right. 3 minutes to go before half time. You are listening to Talksport. Straight after we finish, we've got the sports bar open for business, taking your calls on tonight's game. 037172233 and 44. It's currently Everton 0, Tottenham 0 on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Tottenham haven't had too many opportunities, have they?
No, they got in one or two good positions. They had the Porro chance, didn't they? Kane's not been his normal influence on the game, but we've seen that before, where he's been quiet and then all of a sudden he does something magical or brilliant, but he's not really influencing the game as much as Tottenham would like.
Here comes Son into the penalty area, laid in by Kulusevski. It's right-footed shot, stopped by Pickford, comes into the air. Two defenders getting each other's way, Coleman and Keane. And the offside flag was up anyway. And now they did delay, and they weren't happy enough with that flag.
That was tight. It was worth the wait. He was right to wait. I don't know. Yeah, that's one of their best moves. That's the first time Kulusevski and Son have got in a dangerous position, facing the back line. They're both tucked inside. Great run from Kulusevski. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think Coleman might be playing him on, but it's for Son. The quality we've seen him over the years, that is a hell of a chance. Gets it on the inside right position, tries to go across. There's no conviction in the finish.
And it's not like he's had to make an outstanding save there, Jordan Pickford, to stop him.
It's a little warning that for Everton. A little warning. It's the first time Son's gone wandering.
35% possession for Everton, 64 for the away side, Tottenham. They've had 6 shots though on goal, have Everton, 1 on target, 3 for the visitors. Another crunching challenge, and Tarkowski is being spoken to by David Koo. It was played in by Perisic on the halfway line into Kane. He came right through the back of Harry Kane. Tarkowski can't complain too much about that, can he?
Yeah, it's a foul. I mean, Kane doing what he does, making it look worse than it is. I think you've got to expect the odd bad tackle. I mean, it's hardly dangerous. If you'd have given him a yellow, yeah, you'd probably say fair enough, but I don't like to see yellows for every single tackle.
But Tarkowski couldn't moan about the fact that it was given against him.
Oh, God, no. No. I think some of the Tottenham players wanted a yellow.
Here is Romero into Kane. Kane trying to tuck it round the corner. Gets it back again off Pedro Porro. He's about 7 or 8 steps in from the right touchline. Then he lays it off to Højbjerg. And immediately the Tottenham shirts get on the ball. There's a blue one coming running at them in a blur, and it's not allowing them to settle at any stage. Ball played out towards the far side. Tottenham are doing it to them too. Romero getting back this time and winning a throw over on the far side. The Everton fans in the Bullens Road stand opposite us, not happy about that. And we're back underway again as we approach the last few seconds of the first half, which has been fiercely contested. There's going to be 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first 45. Ball hit back by Keane towards his own goal. Pickford waited and then ballooned it upfield, looking for Damari Gray, who couldn't beat Eric Dyer in the air. And it goes all the way back to Hugo Lloris, away to our right-hand side. This is Talksport, live at Goodison Park on a Monday night.
They've got to stay in this game, this first half, Everton. They've lost their way a little bit.
Kulusevski onto Son. He's got Kane out wide to his right. On his left is Perisic. He's worked into the Croatian now. On the edge of the penalty area. Rolls it to Kulusevski. Tries to get it back to the Croatian. Back into the centre. One pass too many. Straight to Idrissa Gana Gueye. He was looking for Son, didn't find him. Coleman clears. Upfield to Gray. Gray tries to hold on to it. Was being pulled and pushed by Longley. The referee didn't give the free kick. No one's happy about that. Even Danny Murphy. Here's Perisic down the left-hand side, trying to cross into the box. It comes off Coleman, won by Gay. Back to the right side, and Iwobi. He comes forward. Now the tackle goes in on Gray, and the free kick eventually is given.
Well, I'm all for letting the play go, but Longley nearly had Damari Gray's shirt on a couple of minutes ago.
Romero's gone careering forward, erratically, charging into the Everton half, harassing Keane and giving away a free kick, completely unnecessary. We're into the second of 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Why on earth would you go that far up the pitch and try and win the ball there?
I don't know, It's a strange one, and he has these bursts of craziness, doesn't he, where all logic seems to go out the window.
That's a lovely touch by Iwobi to get past Perisic in the right wing position. A ball to the edge of the box, which is imprecise and doesn't find a blue shirt. McNeil was lurking, but he couldn't find him. And then Keane was adjudged to have been holding Kane. And the free kick has been given, and the Everton supporters are maybe just getting a little bit hostile towards David Coote, the referee.
Well, it's because they didn't get that one before. I mean, they're both fouls, aren't they?
You can tell that geezer behind us. Here's Kulusevski into the penalty area, flipped in down the right by Pedro Porro, who seems to have grown into that Tottenham shirt after an iffy start in his first game. Clipped forward towards the far post, looking for Kane. Was he offside? Referee said no. Kane goes into the penalty area, plays it against Iwobi, then tries to clip the ball towards the far stick. It floats well out of play and behind and out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. Well,
finished the first half well, Tottenham, haven't they? They've been the more dangerous. They've gained some control. Everton have struggled to get out a bit as the half's worn on. Obviously the energy's dropped a little bit because they've put so much into that first half hour. But I think Stellini will be quite pleased as the half's coming to a draw that they've just started to gain a bit more control.
They don't win very many on the road, just 5 of 14 on their travels. They've conceded 24 goals on the road. That's well over 1 a game. Only 5 teams in the division have let in more away goals, but they haven't let in one in that first 45 minutes. Only Aston Villa have beaten Everton here since Sean Dyche walked through the door, and they're proving to be tough opposition for Tottenham this evening. A hectic, frantic, well contested and intriguing first 45 minutes. Chances few and far between, but quite a lot of entertainment. At half-time, it is Everton 0, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that first half live on Talksport, actually. I don't think the fourth official did. Graham Scott has been getting the Sean Dyche treatment throughout that first 45, and understandably so with some of the decisions that were made. But I think my main takeaway, Danny Murphy, from that first 45 minutes is I'm wondering how Everton are actually in the bottom 3, because you can't tell that Spurs are pushing for top 4 and Everton are fighting relegation on the basis of that first half.
I think that's fair. The main reason I would suggest is the lack of creativity in the final third. The lack of an out-and-out striker. Damari Gray's doing his best, and we've talked about him before, he's capable, but it's not his role, it's not his normal role. And when they get in wide areas and get good crosses in the box, they've got few numbers in there. That's why set plays are so important, because it gives them a chance to get numbers in the box. But where Everton get to the final third well. They've got good organisation defensively, they've got good legs in the middle of the park, wide areas, they're willing to do the work, McNeil, Iwobi. But when they get in that final third, they're lacking that bit of class and that bit of quality. And to be honest, Aid, if you look at the bottom 6, 7, 8 teams who are all fighting relegation, they're all lacking that bit of quality in the final third. So they're no different.
Spurs, nothing special really, are they?
They grew into the half. I thought it was okay early on, a bit ponderous, a bit lethargic like we see Spurs so often. Kane looked a little bit leggy. Now in the last 10 or 15 minutes starting seeing a bit more of him. I like Porro, right? He looks enthusiastic, energetic, bit of quality, and Perisic is causing a few problems, but they did start a little bit slowly. I think the Tottenham manager, temporary manager, will be the happier of the two going in at half time. They seem to have just gained control and momentum back, and somehow Dyche has got to get Everton going again. because the fans just starting to get, that last 10 minutes, starting to get a little bit frustrated.
There was some good stuff from Everton, but not quite good enough. And Spurs growing into it, getting a little bit better as the half wore on. But game night on Talksport has yet to produce a goal. It's Everton 0, Spurs 0. If you're wondering what the booing is when Son's got the ball, it's from 4 years ago. Son, in a challenge with Andre Gomez, broke his ankle. That's why the Everton fans don't like Heung-min Son, why he's getting booed tonight, and that'll continue through the second half, I'm sure. We on Talksport are going to broadcast a total of 16 live football commentaries across the network over the next 8 days. If you download the Talksport app for free and go to the live games tab in the middle at the bottom of the home screen, it will tell you what those games will be and how you can listen to them. But those 16 games include 8 Premier League games, including all the midweek games tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll be at Chelsea-Liverpool tomorrow. I'll be at Man United-Brentford on Wednesday. Everton's next game at Man United is live and exclusive Saturday lunchtime on Game Day on Talksport from 11 a.m. And Spurs' next game Saturday afternoon at home to Brighton is live and exclusive on Talksport 2. I'll be round the grounds in the Premier League on Saturday afternoon. Now, this Friday is Good Friday. 4 championship games on Good Friday, including Millwall against Luton at lunchtime. Now, if Luton don't win, then Burnley will be promoted Friday evening if they win at Middlesbrough. That's live and exclusive on Talksport as well. And 4 championship on Easter Monday. And if Burnley don't get the job done on Good Friday, they'll have another chance home to Sheffield United live on Talksport on Easter Monday evening. Champions League the following week, and at this quarter-final stage, Talksport will be in Manchester, Madrid, Munich and London, following Chelsea and Manchester City over their 2 legs. 50 live commentaries in April. It's Talksport, powered by fans, bringing you football for free.
Monday game night on Talksport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18+ begambleaware.org.
For all the top Premier League analysis, listen to The Game, the Premier Football podcast from The Times. Every Monday and Thursday, join Hugh Woozencroft and a host of big-name guests for in-depth reaction and opinion on the latest action and the biggest issues in the world of football.
It's a massive goal!
Hear previews of all the upcoming matches and provocative and compelling opinions from some of the finest football writers from The Times and The Sunday Times.
Lovely bit of football!
Listen to The Game on the free Times Radio app or wherever you find your podcasts.
We all fantasize about our perfect home, watching the big game cozied up in the snug.
Another 7-0 win!
Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn.
We're playing real-life football!
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Rodri to De Bruyne. Flicked onto Walker. Goal! No one saw that coming.
Or as we say in Japan, no warutaka wa tsume o kakusu. The smart hawk hides its talents. For a taste beyond expected, Asahi Superdry, official beer partners of Manchester City. Enjoy responsibly. Visit drinkaware.co.uk.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of building products. In April, we've got 12mm V-groove Vario laminate flooring for only £9.99 per square metre ex-VAT. And with free delivery, that's a real deal. Find more real deals online at selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
VAT charged at 20%. Free delivery within local delivery areas.
And he's barrelled it straight through the midfield into the Village Hotel Pub and Grill Fan Zone, the home of big screen live football. A long volley over the stadium seats by the giant screens into the left-hand corner of the bar, past a winning lineup of ice-cold beers and a magnificent menu of mouth-watering footy food. Result! Enjoy the perfect big match experience with food, drink and live football at a Village Hotel Pub and Grill Fan Zone at 33 UK locations. Find your nearest venue and win monthly prizes, including match tickets at villagehotels.com/fanzone. Get in! Conditions apply. 18 plus. Always drink responsibly.
Hello, my friend. Life comes at you fast, so make time for you time with Just Eat. For early times, lunch times, late times, strange times. The perfect times for the McDonald's Sausage and Egg McMuffin, Five Guys Cheeseburger and Strawberry Shake, Domino's Pepperoni Passion, plus more from Costa Coffee, Creams Cafe and Pizza Express. So order now, later, in a bit, whenever. We got it.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
Product subject to availability in restaurant and serving times. Participating stores only. See justeat.co.uk for details.
This football season, get a hand from Betfair's popular Bet Builder and easily add our fan favourite football selections to your bet slip in just one tap. And you can get a £5 free bet when you place a £5 Bet Builder on Chelsea versus Liverpool. How handy is that?
Betfair. Opt-in required. Max £5 free bet builder valid 72 hours. Minimum combined odds. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
Monday game night on Talksport with Now Sports. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Everton versus Tottenham live tonight for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Mad for it. Monday night Premier League football. On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. This is game night
on Talksport.
You're listening to Game Night on TalkSport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. It's half-time and it's Everton 0, Spurs 0, but it's been a decent, entertaining first 45 minutes. A couple of games elsewhere in the National League tonight. York League Barnet 1-0 at half-time. On loan from Watford, the teenager Shakai Ford with the only goal of the game so far. If York win that, they'll go 8 points clear of the relegation zone. And a game in the Irish Premiership, two sides destined for a bottom half finish. Ballymena 0, Glenavon 1 at half-time. But here at Goodison is goalless. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus begambleaware.org.
And it's hello again to Jess Bridge from the bookmakers Ladbrokes. 0-0 at half-time. So what's the state of play, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, it's not been a classic by stretch. Certainly been a feisty affair, though. Probably my fault, actually, for saying before when we last spoke it'd be a 0-0 before kick-off. That is just an 11-5 shot, actually. 8-1 before the start of the game, which probably speaks for itself. The Ladbrokes traders don't have much hope, clearly, there. The draw is now the favoured outcome, though, at 5-4 in the win-draw win market. Spurs just a touch bigger, and then you've got Everton in there at 3-1. Harry Kane is 13-5 to get the first goal of the game. Well, Son's looking a bit livelier than he has been of late. He's in there at 6-1, but feels like Everton could do with bringing Ellis Sims on off the bench. He's in there at 7-1, but safe to say though this game definitely is a goal. It's all to play for in the second half. A 1-0 Everton win is in there at 5-1, or 1-0 Spurs victory on the road is in there at 13-4.
And what are the odds of me getting your name right next time out? Yeah, shall we try it?
That's all right.
You knew who I meant. Jess O'Reilly from Ladbrokes. Thank you very much. I bet. That was the latest odds with Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. begambleaware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Are you in? Let's go. Play at ladbrokes.com. 18 plus. begambleaware.org.
Well, I mentioned that all the midweek Premier League games are going to be live and exclusive on the TalkSport network Tuesday and Wednesday.
And he pops it in, and Bournemouth have the lead.
To the far post, Mitoma will shoot and find the net. Brighton have surely won it. Good touch from Somerville, gets it at his feet and scores for Leeds United. Gibbs White with the corner and headed in at the far post. It's that man Awani. Squares it for Maddison. 2-1 to Leicester.
Ollie Watkins with a header. And Aston Villa have scored. Ball all the way across the box, and it's been slid in. And this time, there is no mistake from Kai Havertz.
Salah! It is 2! Lovely goal for Liverpool! It's along the deck into the near post, and a brilliant finish by Marcus Rashford. And now that lead is 2-0. Ben Rama converts the penalty. Almiron back for Trippier, clips into the far post, and Wilson makes it 2-0 for Newcastle.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, Leeds Forest, what a big game down at the bottom. That's live on TalkSport 2. Bournemouth, Brighton and Leicester against Aston Villa are available. Live commentaries on the TalkSport app. You can download the TalkSport app for free from where you get your apps. It's easy to use. And Chelsea, Liverpool, 8 o'clock kickoff. I'll be there. TalkSport, that's live and exclusive commentary as well. And on Wednesday night, I'll be at Old Trafford for Man United against Brentford. And on Talksport 2, same time, 8 o'clock kickoff, it's West Ham against Newcastle. Now, don't miss Talksport Breakfast with Laura Woods and Ali McCoy from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. They'll be joined by Didi Hamann, a Champions League winner with Liverpool, ahead of that Chelsea-Liverpool game tomorrow night. And the Luton manager, Rob Edwards, will also join the show as the Hatters set their sights on the Championship playoffs. Or do they? They're in with a shout of automatic promotion as well. That's what they'll be thinking, given the form they're on. And, of course, they hammered his old club, Watford, at the weekend. That's Talksport Breakfast from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning with Laura Woods and Ali McCoist. Just one thing I want to mention. There wasn't a huge amount of highlights, got to say, Danny Murphy, in that first half. But early on, inside the first 10 minutes, Michael Keane, a goal-saving clearance off the line. That's a defender's instinct, just to get back there and do all he can to keep the ball out of the net, isn't it?
Brilliantly read. Yeah, very, very wise, very good play. And actually, sometimes those type of clearances get forgotten if you get a result at the end of the day. And they shouldn't do, because they are as important as goals at the other end. It was a really experienced decision, wasn't it? He knew where Kane was going, and he got back in and he saved the day. It was a brilliant moment, actually. Yeah,
well, that's why it's 0-0 right now. A goal that early on changes the complexion completely.
Indeed.
I also want to talk to you about the Tarkowski foul on Harry Kane. You were like, yeah, it's definitely a foul, but is it really a yellow? I'm looking at what Arteta's said about Saka in recent weeks about protecting players. Kane always gets a kicking. We know his ankles have been a problem in the past. I'm thinking, well, why don't you just, as a referee, he's nowhere near the ball, Tarkowski. He's just fouled the man. It's not necessarily a dangerous one. There's no real injury. You're right, Kane did make a meal of it, but why don't you just dish out a yellow there, and then everybody knows you can't just go around kicking people and fouling people?
Well, I think it's a balance. I mean, in isolation, you might be correct on that one, but overall, I'm really sick to death of hearing any manager talk about players need protection. We're playing in an era where players are protected more than any other time football has ever existed. You know, players can't really tackle you can't tackle from behind anymore. That's a foul straight away, probably yellow, and if you do it too viciously, you're off. Every time a player gets remotely hurt in any tackle, there's a yellow given, depending on the reaction of the player. I hate to hear coaches talk about our players need protecting, because I have never ever watched football in a more protective environment for forward-thinking players and creative players. They really are protected better than we've ever seen. And for any manager to start saying my player needs more protection, come on. I mean, what game would we be watching? We're not far off non-contact now.
Danny Murphy, a midfielder himself, at his prime. Former Liverpool and England midfielder. As the players return to the grass for the second half, we're waiting for goals, but it's certainly been a lively affair. And Everton don't look like a relegation side, but they do need the finishing touch. Spurs have got to do better. It's Everton 0, Spurs 0 on game night on Talksport, and second half comes to you from Danny Murphy. And first up, Talksport's chief football commentator, Sam Matterpace.
Thanks, Adrian. Yes, welcome back to the commentary box ahead of what could be a pivotal second half for both these two teams. Tottenham looking to go back into the Champions League places with any sort of victory here today, and Everton looking to escape from the relegation zone. As things stand at this moment in time, Tottenham with a point would go out and up above Manchester United. Everton, well, they would be still in the bottom three if it stays as it is. And Tottenham Hotspur have got us up and underway, with Everton shooting from right to left in the second half in blue shirts, white shorts and white socks. And Tottenham Hotspur in white shirts, navy blue shorts and navy blue socks, attacking the goal away to our right in the second 45. No changes, and I'll ask Danny Murphy in just a second when he thinks there might be one. But here come Everton down the left-hand side. Godfrey looks to put a cross in. It's blocked and it's cleared away. Just wondered, having watched Ellis Sims at half-time in the warm-up, whether or not it'd be too far away from him making an impact on this game.
I think normally the 60-minute mark, managers start looking at something to change, don't they, to try and get that goal. If the team scores before, then there could be a reactive substitution. But I think if it stays 0-0 to 60 odd minutes, he'll start thinking about Sims, whether he brings him on instead of Gray or to partner Gray. I think Decore at the moment looks his normal self. We haven't seen him impact the game yet in any way.
Dyer getting himself tied into a bit of a knot as they look to try and beat the Everton press, and Everton pressing really high up and really vociferously on that Tottenham back line. One or two times they've given the ball away, and they've done it now, and they've picked it off with Gay into the area. He shot over the bar from just inside the box when he had two options, one left in Gray, one right in Doucouré. He went over the bar instead. He needed more composure, he needed a delicate pass. In the end, he blasted it into the Gladys Street.
Well, if you needed a moment to sum up Everton's season in an attacking sense, that was it. Get themselves in really good positions, 3v2, the ball left or the ball right. The ball left's the one. It's a great tackle from Onana, winning the ball out. Little clever, little disguised pass left into Damari Gray, who's got a shot just to beat the keeper from 8 yards out. I don't know what he's thinking.
They've won it back again. Doucouré trying to nudge it away from Dyer, who looks a little bit unsettled at the start of the second half. Eventually Højbjerg's got it clear and sent it out wide towards the right. Kulusevski trying to take it down the touchline, and then it goes back infield to Skip across the field to Højbjerg, who turns and gets fouled by Doucouré.
Do you know, there's at Tottenham, there's too many times when Højbjerg and Skip, their first thing is to go backwards or sideways. They don't have a picture of, as that ball's coming in, you're already looking forward, one touch, wrap it into someone's feet, get it into Kane, he'll hold it. He's a magician with the ball at his feet. Keep getting it into him. Take the risk. Lose the ball 3 or 4 times out of 10 to get it into him. Pass the responsibility on someone else. Don't do that.
Yeah, a point takes Tottenham into the top 4. A point takes Everton out of the relegation zone. But neither really will be too happy with just that. They'll want a lot more than that this evening. A victory will take Everton miles away from the relegation zone. Well, in the current context, anyway. Here is Højbjerg out towards the far side, collected by Perisic, moving up towards the edge of the box. A right-footed cross in towards the near post, steered away by Keane, and it's out into the Tottenham fans, a slither of which have made the journey up from North London to Merseyside tonight. And they're in the top and bottom tier of the Bullens Road stand, one of the many rickety old structures that still remain here at Goodison Park and will do for the next couple of years while they're building the new super arena down on the dockyard. Barlow Moor Dock, Bramley Moor Dock is the new construction, which apparently is on time and going to be on budget, according to most recent reports. Here's Kane delivering the ball towards the far post, looking to the far post, trying to find Pedro Porro again, and again McNeil had to do his diligence and get back and steer it behind for a corner.
Done that very well. So reliable. I've noticed Iwobi already as well. Perisic had the ball out wide. He's the one pressing him rather than leaving it to Coleman. He's obviously had a word with him, Sean Dyche, at half-time to make sure he does his yards and gets back in that respect.
Tottenham have won more games against Everton than any other Premier League opponent. They're also unbeaten in the last 3 matches with the Toffees without conceding. Here is Perisic in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It comes towards Romero, didn't reach Son. Gets teed up for Porro, who takes on Doucouré, smashes a shot goalwards, but it was always rising. I think maybe he would have been better placed, just sending it down the right into the path of Perisic, where there was another angle to get a cross in.
Yep, there was a 2v1. A bit selfish that was, lack of composure again. Just going back to that Everton opportunity, you very rarely get those where you've got a nice, comfortable 3v2. Work on them all the time in training. I mean, I know Idrissa Gueye is a destroyer, not a creator, but it was a really easy choice. You know, unless you've got your real competent finisher in midfield, and you're from there, you know you're going to score. You've got to be making a pass.
Well, he did go off for a spell, but his last Everton goal was against Huddersfield in 2018.
Yeah.
So you would have thought passing was probably the better option. 6 minutes played second half for Talksport. And we're live at Goodison Park, where it's Everton 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And not much of a chill in the air, but just a nip maybe coming off the Mersey as we get later on into the evening, past 9 o'clock now. Damari Gray pushes the ball into the path of Godfrey, finds Onana, round the corner it goes for Doucouré, gets down to the byline, he's inside the Tottenham penalty area, turns it back to Gray, who's on the edge of the box, then being pursued. Godfrey turns it into Onana, and then Keane has it on halfway. They change the angle, go out to the right side, gives it to Coleman with a deep cross into the box. Gray's not going to get there, he's going to be away by Dyer. The only problem is when they get to the byline and get the crosses in, or get to the touchline and get the crosses into the penalty area, there isn't anybody really with any height in there, unless Doucouré can get up and join Gray. Gray's got it now, back to goal, edge of the area. Onana tries to stroke it into the bottom corner, but there's no power in that. It's easily caught by Lloris.
It was good patient build-up from Everton. Onana's either got to get himself in the box when that ball goes wide, or if the ball does come out to him there and he's got a shot, nice layoff from Demarai Gray into Onana, laces, gets some pace on the shot. He's tried to side foot that and bend that from too far out. It's too difficult technique from there. Well, although I have done it a couple of times.
Here?
Yeah, funnily enough.
Ball given away again by Dyer, picked up by Gay, edge of the area. This time he slips it to Iwobi. Iwobi with McNeil for company. He got confused with his own feet. And he ended up taking far too many touches when there were options available to him. And that indecision on the edge of the penalty area again has cost Everton a couple of times tonight. It's a real chance that, again, gifted to them by Tottenham, who have been sloppy, and Iwobi's won it back again, centre field. Now, through the centre circle, Onana's looking for an option. McNeil peels away, but the ball is dollied up into the chest of Pedro Porro. He didn't have too many options, and the frustration which is coming from the crowd behind us here, probably a little bit misplaced, bearing in mind that Onana really couldn't have done much more with that. They've won it back again. Kulusevski's gone to ground. Again, Onana didn't see anybody in front of him, so had to turn it backwards rather than forwards. Gay finds Doucouré, left side now, travelling down the touchline. It's picked up by McNeil, slipped in the channel for Doucouré to chase. Romero comes across. It's brilliant defending by Christian Romero, and it's out for a goal kick.
There's not enough guile in the middle of the pitch for either team. Not enough creativity, bravery, craftiness, cleverness, whatever you want to call it. Somebody who can look up when they're in an opposition third, maybe look in one way, slip one in another, play the right through ball at the right time. There's just not enough players there's not players on the pitch who are capable of that. Tottenham desperately missing Bentancur for that part of his game. And Everton don't really have one.
Well, that is a massive miss, isn't it, Bentancur? And he will be missing until the beginning of next season. It's something they've got to deal with. They've given it away again. Tottenham playing out from the back. And again, Doucouré gets himself into a good position on the left-hand side after Godfrey had picked up the pieces, just about 15 yards inside the Tottenham half, but they couldn't turn it into a precise attack. Onana's gone on for slow mode and isn't wrapping the ball forward with the kind of pace he was in the first half.
See, this is okay from Everton, because patience sometimes, although the fans want them to get forward and score, is draining. It keeps Tottenham penned back. It gives you a little opportunity to wait for the right opening rather than force it. It's that balance. Don't play forward if it's not on, but you need to sometimes take a risk. Somebody's got to, on that pitch, be able to play that final killer ball, which they haven't managed to do yet.
Well, they usually have been going a lot longer recently, but this is neat and short, and this is keeping Tottenham moving all over the pitch. This is Gray out wider this time onto McNeil, who's crossed into the boxes, aimed towards the far post, and Doucouré away by Longley, and glanced into the right format position by Romero. Goes up to Kane. Now Kulusevski hugging the touchline near side the right for Tottenham Hotspur. Back it goes into Skip, chased down by Gay, and then it goes all the way to Eric Dyer, away to our left-hand side. Going back to some of those figures that I was mentioning there, Sean Dyche tweaking the approach for Everton. They've averaged 20% of their passes long since he took over, 2% higher than the team, any other team in the Premier League this season. It was just 15% of their passes under Frank Lampard, so there's a significant change. But tonight it's a little bit more intricate, and they're starting to play their way through Tottenham Hotspur, and they're doing it again. Onana, he's just hesitated on the ball once more, encouraged a challenge from Porro, retaliated, giving away a free kick in the centre circle.
It's frustrating to watch, because you can see it. You know, you can see the pass, you can see where they should be trying, And especially from a midfield perspective, it's easier for me to talk about that position. It's having the pictures in your brain when the ball comes to you to get that pass into the right person at the right time. Be progressive.
Here over on the far side, Tottenham on the attack with Perisic. He's stopped by Tarkowski. Dyer's going all over the back of Abdoulaye Doucouré, but he's won it back from Skip anyway, and now he's running at Dyer. He's in the right wing position. He's ball in towards the near post, takes a cannon off Dyer. He wins a corner, and it goes out over on the far side. Now that was because Skip and Dyer really got a little bit too tight to Doucouré over on the far side. After winning the ball back initially, they ended up giving back possession to the big midfielder.
Do you know what? The more the games are, the more I'm amazed and how frustrated I am at the inability or why they haven't worked on it, or why they don't work on it. The midfielders have time on the ball and they don't wrap it into Harry Kane's feet. Harry Kane makes and scores goals, as many as well as anybody on the planet, and they don't give him the ball enough.
Here is McNeil's delivery in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Comes back out to Iwobi. He's encouraged to shoot. He's running to Gay, and Gay's taking it off his toes. And now there's a chance to counter-attack. And Harry Kane's got in front of Godfrey. And he's sent the ball down the right for Kulusevski. Son wants it in the centre. The cross isn't good enough. It's away by Coleman. And it's cleared into midfield, but Kane's put it out of the sky. Gay's dispossessed him. Gray's got it now. They're moving forward, Everton, up towards halfway. Harry Kane has punched. There's a punch by Doucouré in the face of Harry Kane. It's going to be a red card.
Yeah, he's off.
He's punched Harry Kane in the face. It's a red card. Why on earth has Abdoulaye Doucouré done that? There was no need. There was a brief challenge by Gray on Kane. Kane pushed him to the floor. There was a little ricochet. The two came together, and as Harry Kane pushed out at Doucouré, Doucouré lashed out at Kane and went to punch him in the face. I don't know whether or not he caught Harry Kane cleanly or not, but there certainly was an outstretched arm that went straight up into the face of the Tottenham forward, and there was no hesitation from the referee. David Coote straight away, red card, off. And looking at Andre Onana, standing right there, looking at other players watching on, they can't quite believe what they've seen Doucouré do.
Harry Kane had given the foul away, and then he was angry, so he rattled Doucouré in a tackle, which in itself is a booking, because the foul had already been given. Doucouré stupidly reacts and throws his arm, not a punch, just like a flat hand, I think, into Kane's face. So we haven't had the chance to see it again, but it looks like
there was a push by Kane on Gray. Then they went into a challenge, and it was just like a left hand into the face. Is it a slap or a punch? What is it? It's a red card. Whatever happens, it's a red card.
So the foul is given on Gray. Kane has a little kick at Gray, and then the foul's been given. I mean, that in itself is a yellow card. Then he grabs his shirt. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go out on a whim. I'm absolutely disgusted by Harry Kane now. I know players do it, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be stitching it. He started it. That's not enough to send him on the floor, embarrassing himself. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's a sending off?
By the letter of the law, yeah, but no, I don't. I mean, it's a gestured push in the face. I mean, it's a sending off because the letter of the law, but I mean, Kane's actually in that predicament there. Arguably, could have got 2 yellows because they were both things. Why has he gone over like that, stitching up someone? Well, I know why, because all players want to win by cheating. He'd have got sent off anyway if he'd have stayed on his feet.
Harry Kane has been booked as well. A yellow card for his part in it all, but Doucouré has been sent off. I still think that if you raise your arms into the face of an opponent, you are going to be sent off.
You're going to be sent off, yeah. What I'm saying is, if you're going to be sent off, he'd have been sent off anyway. A little flick on the face does not send you to the ground like you've been punched. I just don't like seeing it. I wouldn't not a Harry Kane thing, it's just me. I've never tried to get someone sent off in my life.
Well, Sean Dyche isn't happy. Everton are down to 10 men with half an hour to go.
But Doucouré's an idiot. He knows the rules. He's an idiot. He's let his team down.
It was absolutely senseless thing to do, getting tied up in that when your team are competing well and arguably being slightly better than Everton. I mean, it did all happen so very, very quickly. It came about because Gray was fouled by Kane. Kane and Doucouré then ended up challenging for a ball, even though the game had been stopped,
which is an offence.
And
then he grabs him, and then he pushes him back. But he pushes him in the face, which is ridiculous from Doucouré. But Kane to go down like he did is embarrassing. I mean, if I was playing and my kids saw me do that, I'd have to apologise to them and probably have a week in a dark room with a cold flannel on my head. It's an absolute joke.
Something you do regularly? Go in that room with the flannel?
Yeah. It is.
62 minutes gone.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I mean, the more I watch it, the more... I mean, in slow-mo, it doesn't look as bad. But when we were watching it on the touchline, I thought that's an instant red card.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting he shouldn't have got a red. What I'm suggesting is that Harry Kane's reaction, which and many other players would have done the same, was embarrassing.
Here is Godfrey clearing from inside the 18-yard box up towards the halfway line. Dyer heads it across. And now how Tottenham are going to react to playing 10 men for the final half an hour of this game. And they should take advantage of it, Tottenham.
Well, if I was Everton, I'd go with the 5 at the back. And I would drop off and just as a training exercise for 27 minutes and see if we can hold out, because if you leave wide open spaces, you're going to get done.
Skip for Tottenham, who have a man advantage now after Abdoulaye Doucouré was sent off for a straight red card by the referee for lashing out at Harry Kane. Here is Romero out on the edge of the penalty area, attacking the goal away to our right now. Kulusevski back to Romero. Romero into Kulusevski again, and then Onana manages to clear and gets it towards the halfway line, and then it's picked up by Longley, and it's out towards this right-hand side where it's collected by Pedro Porro. Porro with a cross towards the far post, and stooping in was Perisic, who headed the ball backwards rather than towards goal, and it was cleared away by the Everton defence. It was a really good cross from Pedro Porro. Everton looking to escape. Iwobi up to the halfway line. Can't get past Longley. Now he might. He's gone past Longley, who's ended up on the floor. Iwobi now on the edge of the area, using his force to get into the box, and then shoots right-footed. Doesn't get it right. And that's going to be a yellow card for Clement Longley.
Brilliant play from Iwobi. Outstanding. Great fitness, great tenacity, desire to get forward, to win the ball back for his team. Just a final bit again, wasn't it?
Well, it's still 0-0.
I hope Doucouré apologises to his players, because when you know that was a really silly thing to do and change the dynamic of this game.
Well, it could cost his team vital points in the race to stay in the league. And there's no way that Sean Dyche will be forgiving that. I mean, the way he was sort of gesticulating to the assistant on this near side, Graham Scott, the fourth official, was like he was suggesting that he shouldn't have been sent off. But I don't think there's much of a case there for that. There's definitely no grounds
with the
for
rules
appeal.
the way they are now.
Here's Porro down the right side, trying to stick it in the slot. He fires it in towards the near post, away by Godfrey. McNeil almost playing as a left back now, with 3 centre-halves of Tarkowski and Keane and Godfrey, with Coleman as the right full-back. It is almost a flat back 5 with 3 across the middle, and hoping that maybe Gray can get something to attack going forward if they turn the ball over, which they were doing with regularity. Højbjerg sending it towards the edge of the box, looking for Kulusevski down the right channel. Gay can't keep hold of it. It's cleared away, and Tottenham have it once again on the halfway line. Longley striding forward into the Everton half. They're dropping deeper and deeper now, Everton. They're right on the edge of their own box here. Kane, who's getting booed from the Everton supporters, picked up by Romero. Romero travels infield. It's on to Skip And then to Højbjerg, then into Skip once again. Far side is Perisic if they want to use him. They eventually get it out there via Longley. Infield it goes, collected by Son. Son trying to steer a little bit of space to manipulate. Try and get a shot away. Leaves it for Højbjerg, who lifts it to the far post, headed down, looking for Romero, who goes down under pressure from Keane. His penalty. Keane from behind. And it's a penalty kick. David Coote doesn't hesitate. Keane, who's had a habit of scoring own goals in games against Tottenham, has made a real gaffe here. Ball elevated to the far post. Romero got across him. It was clumsy from Keane. Did he get anything on the ball?
No.
Did he get there ahead of the defender? It's a foul. And it's a penalty kick away to our right-hand side for Tottenham.
Oh, I'm not sure he gets him. It's hard to see on the replay. They'll have a look at it on the VAR, of course.
Well, what they'll need is clear and obvious evidence to overturn.
Well, he's certainly not hurt, rolling around like he's hurt. But if he catches him, yeah, it's a penalty. But one angle looked like he definitely caught him, and the other one not so much.
Well, the Tottenham fans being barracked by the Everton fans calling them cheats. Harry Kane is looking to break more new ground tonight by becoming the sixth player in Premier League history to reach 250 goals and assists combined. Looking for his 24th of the season. He's about to take the penalty away to our right-hand side. Jordan Pickford, who has saved one or two famous penalties, just adjusting his towel behind the goal just to try and put off the England captain, whose record from the spot since the World Cup has been pretty good. And he has placed the ball down on the spot. He eyeballs the Everton goalkeeper, his England colleague. Big chance this for Tottenham in their hopes to reach the top four. Can they go in front at Goodison Park? Everton down to 10 men. It's Kane who steps up, right-footed, drills it into the right corner. Pickford goes the wrong way, and Tottenham Hotspur take the lead. Harry Kane, who was involved in a fracas with Abdoulou Doucouré, which led to Doucouré being sent off just 5 minutes ago, has stepped up from the spot to steer his team into the lead. He celebrates with glee in front of the Tottenham fans on the far side, and it's Everton 0, Tottenham 1.
Never missing, was he? Hero and villain within the same 10 minutes. Villain to Everton. Hero to those Spurs fans. Tucks it to the keeper's right in the bottom corner. He wouldn't have got that if he went the right way, and it's a brilliant penalty. That's a really good penalty.
Well, he has missed 2 penalties this season.
It's a shame, really. Sorry, Sam. It's a shame what's gone on, because he didn't need to dive and go over and do what he did, because he'd have got sent off anyway. Doucouré's in the wrong for being an idiot, yeah, but he didn't need to do that. Doesn't look good on him.
Harry Kane, goal scorer once again, but in controversial circumstances. It's 9 goals in 9 appearances at Goodison Park. He likes this stadium. He's had a major impact on the outcome of this game. Everton 0, Tottenham 1. Down to 10 men Everton, and going into the last 20 minutes of the game. And they look as if they are a little bit lethargic now, Everton. It's difficult for them. They know they've had the wind taken out of their sails with that decision. Doucouré costing them dear for his lashing out at Harry Kane just after the 60-minute mark. And within 8 minutes, Harry Kane was stepping up to smash a penalty past Jordan Pickford away to our right-hand side and put Tottenham into the top 4 again.
This is a massive ask for Everton now to get anything out of this game. They've got to try and defend well, hope for the set play, the odd little foray forward.
How does it affect your energy levels when you are down to 10 men and it's 0-0 and you still think there's a chance of getting something, then all of a sudden you find yourself behind?
Devastating, so deflating. It's a mental fight then. You've got to find something from deep within to keep going, keep doing the hard yards, hoping that you might get one sniff. Very few times I can remember in my career playing with one man down and being behind and coming back. I remember once going a goal down, we had a man sent off playing Liverpool United away. We'd had a decent record there and it all come to a halt. We had Sammy Ippis sent off after 4 minutes and a penalty, 1-0 down at Old Trafford we had 10 men.
Hard work?
Yeah, we got pumped for.
Well, Everton won't want that. They'll take heart from the fact that Spurs have dropped 10 points from winning positions this season. They've become less and less reliable from good positions. They dropped 8 points in their last 9 Premier League games after only dropping 2 in their opening 19 Premier League matches this season. So there is still a chance. And maybe this is one of them, because they have a set piece just inside opposition territory, floated in by Gray in towards a congested penalty area, away by Romero, who was the first defender to react. There was no blue shirt close enough to him, and it's hacked away by Spurs upfield. You're listening to Everton 0, Tottenham 1. Everton down to 10 men on Talksport with Now Sports. And don't forget that with the Now Sports subscription, you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Everton, Tottenham live right now for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports. And remember, tomorrow, free of charge, Chelsea against Liverpool. It's on your radio. Leeds against Nottingham Forest is on Talksport 2. And the other games tomorrow night, including Leicester, Aston Villa, on the Talksport app. Bournemouth in action as well.
Games are won and lost on tiny little details, I used to be told. And what about that chance now when they had the 3v2? How important that looks for Everton.
Yeah, Garner Gay winning the ball high up, not making the most of it. Anana doing a great job to help win it back, and then giving the ball away cheaply. They might win it back here. They've got it inside the area, have they? And Anana, who was harassing Romero, it's back with Gray, edge of the area, trying to turn in the box. He tries to shoot through the legs of Porro, and it's straight into the arms of Hugo Lloris. But they gave it a go, again pressing high up, which caused Tottenham problems so often in the first half.
Game management from Tottenham is poor there. Romero's thinking he's Baresi. When you're 1-0 up away at Everton with an extra man, don't need a risk, get it out of there.
And they've been taking those risks all night, haven't they, Danny? Yeah. I mean, they've been inviting the pressure. And you would have thought after the first 3 or 4 times the ball was turned over and Everton had goal-scoring opportunities and hadn't taken them.
Well, you have to take, if you want to play decent football and play out from the back, a possession-based game, you have to take some risks. But they're missing their quality midfielders, aren't they? Well, Ben Tancur is the one who gets it off the back. They are missing him. But when you're winning against 10 men, certainly don't need to.
Here is Pedro Porro on the right side, volleying the ball in towards the side netting from a very tight angle after Son had picked him out. He went running down that right-hand side, volleyed the ball towards the near post, and it just snuck the wrong side of the upright from a Tottenham perspective and cannon into the side netting. 1-0 to Tottenham. And Sean Dyche thinking about making some changes down in front of us. Christian Stellini do as well. Mikalenko is coming on, so is Ellis Sims. So there will be a huge change here. Damari Gray, I think, is coming off. He's one of them. What a big moment that was. Mikalenko coming on for Seamus Coleman. So a little change there as well. Here is Longley looking to clear from the back. Oh, it's headed back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Gray's going to get there because of good ball by Iwobi. He tries to tee up an opportunity for someone else in blue, but he took a long time over it. Then Gay is shot, and he's tipped over the top of the crossbar by Lloris, falling backwards and extending his right arm into the air to tease the ball over the top of the crossbar. Well, Idrissa Gana Gay doesn't score too many goals, but he got that out from underneath his feet after being set up by Gray, and that was swirling in.
Would have made amends, wouldn't it, for the miss earlier? It's a good effort. It's too straight though, it's down the throat of Lloris. Not left or right, would have had a chance. Good play from Damari Gray, setting him up.
It's not a great week for Everton. Tonight they play Tottenham Hotspur, chasing the top 4. Saturday, live on Talksport, it's Manchester United away from home. Clipped in by McNeil towards the far post. Up there was Keane. He didn't get any purchase on it. Don't know whether or not the defenders can take credit here for doing just enough to put them off. Midfielder Oliver Skipp has gone down after that collision. Lloris has thrown the ball out on the near side. The Everton fans are unhappy because they believe that to be time wasting. But it does give an opportunity for the changes to be made, and Gray comes off, Sims comes on, Mikalenko comes on, and off comes Seamus Coleman. Change of shape, how do you think that's going to alter proceedings? Because usually Godfrey out to the right hand side, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Just a bit more energy. Bring the subs on, get some leg. But yeah, Godfrey's got more legs, hasn't he, than Coleman in terms of speed, so if they are to lose this game, Everton, the Corey's got a lot to answer to, because it's a mad moment of ill discipline. Yes, they've lacked quality at times in the final third, but they were well in this game till that moment.
Davinson Sanchez is to replace Clement Longley as well, so a like-for-like change for Tottenham Hotspur. On he comes. Hasn't had too many opportunities in the Premier League this season. Has Davinson Sanchez, the Colombian international, trotting in to play alongside Dyer and Romero. Pedro Porro having a little chat with the back line. Skipp being told to stay off. McNeil gives the ball back. The Everton fans are happy about that. They wanted them to play on. I think you're going to get away with that in 2023, are you?
I wouldn't be giving it back.
Fair play, Danny. Gentlemanly conduct and all that.
Yeah, maybe.
Dyer bringing the ball out of defence for Tottenham Hotspur, who lead here by a goal to nil. Everton, who feel wronged, but have been wronged by a combination of their own player and missed opportunities in this game, because they have arguably been the better team for large portions of it. Mikalenko slipping over as he receives the ball, and Pickford threatened to come and run a very long way for it. Didn't come and get it in the end. Keane tied it up, and Everton look to play forward once again. They haven't stopped playing, Everton, since
all right with a 10.
They've gone down to 10 men. Here is McNeil under pressure from Pedro Porro, fighting for it. Skipp steps in, plays the ball back to Davinson Sanchez, and it's played further wide to Perisic now. 12 minutes to go. Talksport. Tomorrow morning, Laura Woods will wake you up with Ali McCoist and take you through all tonight's football and big talking points. I'm sure they'll have a view on the Abdoulaye Doucouré incident. And you'll be able to have your say with Jason Cundy on the Sports Bar after 10 o'clock tonight. 03717 22 3344. That's the number to call. Chesting the ball down over on the far side. It's with Ivan Perisic of Croatia. Gives it to Son, back to goal. Funnels it wide towards the left. It's collected by Højbjerg and then into Skipp. Back to Højbjerg once again. Dyer inside the centre circle to Romero on the near side. Infield it goes to Skipp, who gives it to Romero, overruns it. He's gone over the top of the ball here, and that's going to be a yellow card. To be fair, he would be disappointed if he didn't get a yellow card.
I think that's how he views it. It's better play from... Sorry, Sam, it's better play, wasn't it? They just keep possession there, draining the legs of the Everton players. It was better. It was better managed from Tottenham. That little spell of possession. Don't know why Romero decides to go on a jaunty forward and risk the ball. Just keep passing it.
Yep, that's now 7 yellow cards, 2 reds in his last 16 club appearances. I bet he's brilliant at match attacks. He's got all the cards. Here is Sims being tracked by Davinson Sanchez. Out on the right hand side is Iwobi, gives it back to Keane. 10 minutes to go live on Talksport. Lovely through the legs of Son by Iwobi up to the edge of the area. Sims holds it back, gives it to Iwobi, onto McNeil, slips it left, onto Mikalenko, tries to strike, hits the arm of the defender, who pulls his arm away. They want a penalty, Everton. Might have been too close in proximity. And was he getting his arms out of the way, Pedro Porro? That's the big question that David Coote will be being asked to the VAR. Michael Oliver. There's a shake of the head from David Coote as Everton go on the attack once again. Mikalenko slipped over once more. Here's McNeil down the left-hand side, charging towards the ball. It's taken over his head. And then Onana pressing forward, trying to get hold of it. Comes out towards the right touchline, and Pedro Porro gives it away straight to Tarkowski, deep inside Tottenham territory. Tarkowski with a mazy run, gets into the box, runs out of traffic,
great play,
and runs out of gas really, and the ball is cleared away up over the halfway line, and Ryan Mason's going absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, because they're not pressing. They've got extra man and they're not pressing. They're letting Everton have possession. It's ridiculous. Look, he's telling them to get up. When you've got an extra man, you can press all over the pitch and still have one spare at the back. It's just poor leadership, communication on the pitch. It's an obvious thing. You should work on it.
Someone needs to take charge, and no one has. They're going to make a change here. Lucas Moura's coming on for Son. We haven't seen a replay of that instant yet. We might just get one now. It was Mikalenko shooting. Oh. His arm was by the side of his body, but his left elbow was just out at an angle.
Yeah, it's in an, well, they say natural position. Yeah, they'd hit it, but you can't give it for that.
Was it away from his body?
Not enough.
Well, the VAR didn't give it, didn't recommend a review, and it remains Everton 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And for the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Everton to win the game at 90-1, Tottenham 12-1 on to go and win the game. The draw is 17-2. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com, 18+, begambleaware.org. Well, Sean Dyche will be, I think, frustrated.
Yeah, well, you don't want bad luck stories or well done, but we didn't get anything. You don't want that this time of the season, do you?
No, not this time, when time is running out in terms of your Premier League season. But that's a brilliant ball by Onana, floating it out towards the corner flag on the far side. Chasing over towards that area is Iwobi. Sets it back for Godfrey, who sends a high cross in towards the back post. Onana's gone charging in on the goalkeeper, who's done very well to claim it. In truth, though, it was an easy ball to come and claim, because it was too high, too loopy.
Too safe. It's too safe. That's where you've got to have some courage and whip the life out of it and try and really put in a dangerous ball. Iwobi's energy has been tremendous. He's been absolutely outstanding. I have to give him a mention, because his quality's been good as well, but just non-stop.
Ghana Gay pressing again and causing problems for Skip this time. Again, a decision goes against Everton, and the Everton fans aren't happy about it. They don't think that was worthy of a foul, and the referee is telling the Everton players to calm down. There's going to be another change, and that substitution is going to be James Garner and Tom Davis, who come on, Onana and Ghana Gay, who come off. I mean, that's probably a recognition from Sean Dyche that those two guys have run themselves into the ground.
Yeah, they have. I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of Garner, because he is capable of a goal and he has got a bit of creativity about him. We saw that at Forest.
He's suffered a little bit with injuries over the course of the season.
He's different than the others, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't really played since November because of a back injury, but he is a terrific little player.
Yeah, I know.
I think it cost about 15-16 million quid from Manchester United, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him over the course of the next few years. Mikalenko gets something on the ball, but not enough. It comes to Pedro Porro, right angle of the Everton penalty area, as Tottenham come on a rare attack in the last few minutes, despite the fact that it's Everton who are down to 10 men. It has been Everton who have been pressing forward, looking for the equaliser. And they're separated by Harry Kane penalty, and separated in terms of numbers on the pitch by Abdoulaye Doucouré being sent for an early bath after lashing out at Harry Kane. Here is Davinson Sanchez, a second half substitute.
The irony is, if he'd have pushed him in the chest or in the shoulder, he probably wouldn't have got sent off. And that's the rules, I'm afraid. And as soon as you put your hands up near somebody's face, you're right. Why would you do it? Doesn't matter that Kane would have been punished anyway for trying to tackle him after the whistle had gone. It's just bizarre, like a discipline.
Is it just one of those moments where you lose your cool because you get the red mist coming down over your eyes?
But it didn't warrant red mist, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was a little bit tame for it really to flare up like that.
Yeah, exactly.
James Garner into Ellis Sims, back to Davis, and then it's back infield to Michael Keane, Iwobi, and then on to McNeil. McNeil spreads it wide onto Mikalenko, keeps his feet this time, can't steer it to anyone in blue. It's a poor ball into the centre, cleared by Tottenham. Mikalenko fighting with Pedro Porro down this left-hand side. The two of them going at it. Little back heel releases Mikalenko. Play on, says the referee. Garner takes over. Plays it infield to Tom Davis. There might have been a more aggressive ball down the left to Ellis Sims, but he was a little bit isolated. Garner gets a tap from behind. That's going to be a free kick. Davinson Sanchez giving that away. 86 on the clock. Set piece opportunity.
Well, this is what I was talking about. Keep the ball, be patient, be brave, and someone might give you a foul. Dive in.
Well, they scored a late goal in the game at Stamford Bridge prior to the international break. They came from behind in that game against the odds twice to rescue a point. A point here against Tottenham, being down to 10 men for half an hour, will be a huge feather in Sean Dyche's cap.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Garner's over the free kick. I don't think he's going to shoot, but I think he's going to cross it. But when you just come on the pitch, even if you do like taking free kicks, I think it's a big ask. I think somebody already on the pitch who's more comfortable, more ready, if you like, should be taking it off him. But fair play to him. If he's got the courage, let's see what he's got.
86 on the clock. Garner flips it in towards the far post, and it's a decent delivery, and it scoots behind and it goes out for a goal kick, because although it curled through the 6-yard box, no one gets across there to touch it home.
It's actually a good ball. It's in a really good area.
Someone needed to be coming around the back to attack that.
Yeah, just take a risk, run across people, yeah.
And Michael Keane lined up in that sort of position as well, and then sort of manoeuvred himself inside. Again, Hugo Lloris taking time over the goal kick away to our left-hand side. Tottenham Hotspur with a man advantage, just trying to eke every second out of the clock to get over the line here. They know how important this could be in their bid for a European place.
Not been great, Tottenham, have they?
No, but they've shown a little bit more character. I mean, Antonio Conte would be happy with this, wouldn't he? They've dug in and managed to get over the line.
I think a good team. They'll be there for the taking tonight. They've looked a little bit lethargic at times. I mean, their control of the game with 10 men, an extra man, has been poor.
They haven't played very good football, and they've certainly given the ball away very cheaply.
Made any chances, have they?
No, they've made hardly any chances, and they've gifted opportunity after opportunity to Everton. And it does make what Adrian Durham said at half-time light up in big bold letters. How on earth are Everton finding themselves in this position? Ball clipped forward by Pickford.
Well played.
Keane is challenged by Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura's got a straight red card for going in over the top on Michael Keane. That's the accusation. I mean, it's a little bit further away from us than the initial incident with Doucouré, but certainly that red card came out very quickly from David Coote. He was convinced immediately, and after coming on as a second half sub, Lucas Moura is now sent off.
He's panicked.
And it's 10 men apiece.
I don't think it's a red. I'd have to see it again, but the reaction by... Oh, yeah.
It's a red card. Over the top of the ball,
well
on
done,
top
referee.
of the ankle.
Well done, I take it back.
Onto the ankle. It's a late challenge, it's a poor challenge.
I tell you what, though, how quick was Keane up? 5 seconds?
Right, it's 10 against 10 for 90 seconds plus injury time.
Not enough, is it?
6 minutes and 30 seconds Lucas Moura was on the pitch before getting sent off and levelling things up as far as numbers are concerned. Well, Everton are going to go for it now.
They were anyway.
And Tottenham are going to have to put their backs against the wall. Everton had already created more chances than Tottenham had since Abdoulaye Doucouré had been sent off. Godfrey over on the far side, turning well into Sims, needs to hold it up, sends it out wide into Iwobi, stabbed into the box, might come through to Keane. Mikalenko miskicks it. The two of them got in each other's way, and it comes through the box and cleared by Pedro Porro up towards the halfway line. But Everton have got it back again into the final minute. Live on Talksport.
Needs to get some men in the box. They've only got Sims there.
Dramatic last few seconds of this match. Sims in the box. McNeil's in there too. Mikalenko at the far post. It's with Iwobi on the right side. Into James Garner. Garner chops it back to Godfrey. Godfrey on to Keane. Keane strides forward into a shooting position. Right footed goal! Oh, yes, what a goal! goal! What a thunderbolt from Michael Keane! Who saw that coming? It's an unbelievable equaliser from the boot of the central defender to level things up and punish Tottenham Hotspur. It's a brilliant, brilliant goal of the like he rarely scores. The man that gave away the penalty has atoned for his error with a thumping thunderbolt from the edge of the penalty area to make it Everton 1, Tottenham 1, and take Everton out of the relegation zone.
Well, they deserve that. They really have. It's an unbelievable strike. What a goal that is. For those of you listening in the car, wait till you go home and see that goal. What a strike from Michael Keane. It's got all sorts of dip on it. And that Everton have been absolutely superb to a man. From when the minute they went down to 10 men. Showed desire, discipline, application, great energy. He can be proud of the players, Sean Dyche. That's a brilliant comeback.
6 minutes of added time to be kept on here as Tottenham come down the left with Perisic, right-footed into the near post, hits the side netting and goes behind. And he thinks that it could have been a handball. He's asking David Coo to look at it. Sean Dyche is telling his team to calm down. What a response from Everton to going down to 10 men.
Brilliant.
And what a hit from Michael Keane. He is fully 24 yards outside of the goal, and he sends the ball high beyond the reach of Hugo Lloris, who actually stood there and could only admire as it nestled into the corner behind him. It's terrific.
It's absolutely bouncing in here, and they've deserved it. They've been outstanding with the 10 men.
That was a brilliant finish from Michael Keane, and it's been a brilliant finish to the game.
The two wide boys, Iwobi and McNeil.
Well, you mentioned them in the first half. You said they've got a massive job to do, and they've done it.
They've been outstanding. They've been absolutely non-stop, with and without the ball.
Now, this is a team that don't know when they're beaten. This is a team that have started to find a little bit of fight and resolve. A team that have scored late goals. Tottenham are a team that concede late goals, and they concede late goals to teams that are struggling. Late goals against Southampton, late goals against Everton. Once again, they're going to drop points in the race for the top four.
They're 1-0 up against 10 men. They've got experienced internationals on the pitch. They didn't manage the game well. They didn't try and score a second. They didn't press the ball.
No, they didn't manage the game at all.
Poor management, off and on the pitch from Tottenham, in a commanding position where the game should be dead.
Whose responsibility is that?
Both. Yeah, coach and the players, but the players more so. It's not difficult to understand if you've got more men. Oh, here we go.
Ball headed in towards the penalty spot, and Keane comes back to Tarkowski. Might break for McNeil inside the area. It's blocked by the defender and comes out from Kulusevski, who drags the ball out towards the near side. Tackle goes in from Mykolenko, and it's out on the near touchline, and it's away for a throw. What a big moment that could be. Can Everton dream of staying in the Premier League, hope more than they did prior to kick-off, that it's a real possibility? Well, this could be a massive day for Sean Dyche, a massive day for Everton, and they might get more out of it. Mykolenko's been sent down the left-hand side. Pedro Porro's chasing him. Mykolenko lost his feet again.
This will feel like a win if they can. If they hang on to the draw, it'll feel like a win.
Well, this place is on its feet. Goodison Park is bouncing. The Bullen's Road stand was an absolute picture when that goal went in, because the top tier, the bottom tier, apart from a very small section of Tottenham fans, was bouncing. The whole thing was moving, with bodies swaying everywhere, and then the contrast of the Tottenham fans, stunned, still, frozen in their spot.
Look at Iwobi go, the press. Still pressing.
Tottenham trying to play out. Everton putting the press on once again. McNeil's won it back, and he's turned the ball over for Everton. Mykolenko sends it down the left. Garner is onside. He's got hold of it. McNeil wants it back, gets it back. Squeezes through a tight gap. Gets to the byline, produces a cross, takes a flick off. Skip It's cleared away by Dyer, who got there ahead of Sims, and it's up towards the halfway line. Romero's the furthest forward. He's forcing the issue with Tarkowski. Gives away a foul.
Why is Romero up front?
He does it all the time, Danny. He does it all the time.
What is going on with the lack of discipline here?
It's one of his things that he has to leave that right centre-half slot to go up and try and get involved. Sometimes it really works when they're on the offensive and they need an extra body, and on times like this you've just got to be sensible, haven't you? 1-1. We've played 4.5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. Headed down by Tarkowski from Pickford's clearance. It's straight into the arms of Hugo Lloris. What a terrific end to the match. What a brilliant goal. You know what? You can watch 150 games, but when you see a goal like that, it just gets you off your seat.
Last minute goals are the best thing in football, and I tell you what, Decore owes Michael Keane a pint.
Here is Eric Dyer down the right hand side, playing the ball for Pedro Porro. And Spurs got a sting in their tail. Kulusevski, left footed, drives the ball goalwards, takes the deflection, goes behind, and it's away for a corner in the 6th minute of 6 added on at the end of the 90.
You know the irony, Spurs have been more attacking and more positive at 1-1 than they were at 1-0.
And down to 10 men.
And with an extra man,
Both teams down to 10 men. Lucas Moura and Abdoulaye Doucouré have been sent off. Goals from Kane and Keane. And it's 1-1 in stoppage time. Here's the corner into Perisic. And headed away by Sims. And that is the full-time whistle. Everton inch forward. Spurs are stuck in a rut they can't get out of. Not a great performance, despite the change in the dugout. It's now 6 successive away games without a win for the first time in 3.5 years for Tottenham. They're giving up points at a crucial time of the season. But this is all about Everton, this story tonight. It's about Everton coming back from adversity and getting something out of this game, dragging themselves through, down to 10 men, a goal down, and then Michael Keane steps up with seconds remaining and smashes the ball into the corner of Hugo Lloris's net to make it Everton 1, Tottenham 1, and get a vital point. It's a point that takes them out of the relegation zone. It could be crucial at the end of the season. 1-1.
Well, listen to the noise. Everton did not deserve to lose that. It finished 1 apiece, and they get out of the bottom 3. Spurs go back into the top 4, but they weren't good. And I can tell you that Harry Kane has been confronted by a lot of the Everton players. Nothing aggressive. Seamus Coleman, the Everton captain, having strong words with him. And Danny Murphy had strong words during commentary as well for Harry Kane. I can tell you on the sports bar, in about 5 or 10 minutes, Jason Cundy is basically going to say the opposite of what Danny Murphy had to say. And his point, Danny Murphy, is that you have to use the dark arts if you're going to get ahead in this game. If your team's not playing well, how can you get yourselves a win? That's what Harry Kane was thinking. Get their man sent off, gives us a better chance. Justice may be done in the end.
We know what he's thinking. I just don't have to agree with it. And the fact is, he'd have got sent off anyway. If you get sent off for putting your hand in someone's face, then you get sent off. Why does he need to dive just to reinforce the red card? Yeah, I understand why completely. And Harry Kane's not the only player that would do it. Half the players in the Premier League would now. What I'm saying, Aid, is that I wouldn't be doing it, and I think it's a disgrace because I'm not the type of person that would ever do that. I've got kids look up to me as an example. He's the England captain.
You've got a reputation.
He's the England captain trying to get people sent off.
Wouldn't you want him doing that in the Euro final in Germany?
I wouldn't.
No? Okay, fair enough. I would.
I'm
comfortable with it.
I don't like cheating. Never have.
I don't like it, but if my team wins because of it,
fine. But in this particular moment, with that isolated instant we're looking at, that touch on the face was not enough to get that right. Reaction's embarrassing.
Harry Kane, you might have heard the boos in the background. It was the Everton fans booing Harry Kane. And amazing, when Harry Kane disappeared down the tunnel, the officials then followed him and they didn't get booed. So it was all for Harry Kane. But listen to the noise. These Everton fans have loved the spirit of their team. And honestly, that Michael Keane goal, you've got to think Vincent Kompany, haven't you? I mean, it was the Kompany one against Leicester.
Not quite, but not far off.
It wasn't top corner like his was, but...
And it wasn't as important. Well, not
it
yet.
It meant the world to these Everton fans. But I think the anticipation was exactly the same. I was there that night at the Etihad. Everybody was thinking, oh, don't shoot. Oh, it's in the top corner. Everybody in the ground is thinking, Michael Keane, please don't shoot. And he buries it. Brilliant.
It's a brilliant goal. And it's what they deserve. Their application after going a goal down, they could have felt sorry for themselves. They could have been deflated. They could have lacked impetus and energy, but they didn't. They kept going. And the two wide boys, as I said, not apologising for mentioning them again, Iwobi and McNeil, outstanding performances.
Well, you have got to pick a man of the match in a moment, but just on Michael Keane, there was an article in the Sunday Times with him yesterday where he was describing how badly he was feeling because Frank Lampard was leaving him out of the team. He was doing all he could in training. It was emotional stuff from Michael Keane, and he follows that revelation up with that tonight. So I think he's had a tough time of it sometimes, Michael Keane, in his career. Not always been believed in by managers necessarily, and that is special for him tonight.
It's amazing because it's a complete turnaround at this football club. He was looking at going out on loan or even a permanent. Sean Dyche comes in, who knows him well, and this is what happens in football. Sometimes you have a relationship with a certain manager who it just works for you and you feel comfortable with each other. He's got the confidence in him. He's put him back in, rekindled that partnership with Tarkowski, and you have to say, since he's done it, he's been tremendous. They've been better. So, although it's unfortunate for Cody, I just think it's a case of better the devil you know, as Sean Dyche, and that's the look of football at times. But that goal to cap it off, I mean, he'll be walking on air tonight.
Well, Everton won, Spurs won, both sides finished with 10 men. You can join in the reaction on the Sports Bar with Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara. That's coming up on Talksport, 03717223344. You'll also hear from Sean Dyche, the Everton boss. We'll hear from the Spurs camp as well. So stay tuned to Talksport for all of that. And tomorrow night we've got Chelsea-Liverpool, live and exclusive on Talksport from the Premier League. And the other Premier League games are live on the Talksport network as well. You'll need the Talksport app. And you'll need to be able to listen to Talksport 2 as well. Just download the app, go to Live Games, and you'll find out there how you can listen to all of those matches. But it is time now for us to pick our man of the match with Car Finance 24/7.
Man of the match on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Get your finance sorted first, then choose your car. Search Car Finance 24/7 today.
Well, I'm pretty certain it's not going to be Harry Kane. Pretty certain it's not going to be a Spurs player. So Danny Murphy, former England midfielder, who are you going for?
I've got to go for Iwobi. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I mean, McNeil was superb. The two centre-halves did well as well, and the goal obviously could have swung it for Keane, but, Alex Iwobi was sensational, honestly. His fitness levels and his willingness to go forward and make mistakes and go, he just kept going and keeps going, and he's playing in a position he hasn't played. I mean, Dyche moved him out wide, but he's played the last year, 8 months in the middle of the pitch, and he's still effective here. It's a brilliant, what would I say, the last 2 years for Iwobi, it's been an amazing turnaround for a player, and the fans watching him tonight and applauding him and giving him the right applause that he deserves, the right encouragement.
The love
is the word, yeah. He deserves every bit of it.
Alex Iwobi, our man of the match from today's game with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today.